Hello, hello. Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome back to today's a video to today's live. It's going to be potentially a very long one. We have the FA Youth Cup final here in like an hour. And so kind of my idea here was to talk through everything that we heard. Um and then you know, and go back to it, talk through everything that we've heard, talk about Carrick, talk about everything else, get some call-ins so that y'all can share um, thoughts on Carrick, on everything that's going on, and then on the back half, we'll just kind of chill and watch the Youth FA Cup. So potentially, yeah, a very long one. If you want to hang out for the back 2 hours of this game or hour and a half for the Youth Cup, you certainly can. We'll just sit here, watch it, discuss it, all of that. I'm not sure how do like any sort of. I'll just have to like type or say what time I'm at and things like that to help link things up. But I hope you're all doing well. What's up, Jacob? What's up, Naveen, DBX, Stuart? How you doing, my friend? Satya, Jeet, Silly, all you guys. How are you all doing today? Doing well, I hope. Yeah, I hope you're all doing pretty well today. So, no, Smokey, no. Is the FA Youth Cup televised in the US? It is on ESPN Plus, according to my screen here. It says it's going to be aired on ESPN Plus in when it starts, right? So that's like, yeah, what time is that? The FA Cup final. Yeah, in an hour. It's going to be on the on ESPN Plus here. Jonathan, what's going on, my friend? 5 gifted memberships to the community. Thank you very much to Jonathan for the support. I really appreciate that. Thank you all. So there's 5 more from our good friend of the channel. So there's some news. It's we're on a different platform today, so it's not going to read things out here. But yeah, it's not on MUTV. It's on ESPN Plus, as far as I'm aware. Let's get to the news. So as I understood it, I sent a message this morning into Patreon. If you wanna get there before the videos, then Patreon is the place to be for the early news. There's a few things to say here, but number one, wow, that's really small. It says executive chat was today. This is at 7 a.m. this morning. I'm sure it's been signed off on upstairs, so it should be offered tonight in formal negotiations now, but I imagine that'll be fast. This is actually in reverse order. The bottom message was first. I think Carrick's being formally offered the job tonight. So essentially, that's what I heard when I woke up this morning, that we were going to be offering the job to Carrick today, that had been essentially presented to the board more officially. Obviously, they would have already known, been involved, and all of that kind of stuff at that point in time. And I mean, they would know, obviously, that this was already happening. It's not like it would come as a surprise, but the formal presentation to the board, the formal kind of review, the formal discussion, and to offer the job. So that's what I heard this morning. We got a couple of stories kind of backing this all up and saying there's number one, Michael Carrick's representatives have been at Carrington to begin dialogue as he closes in on the job, but formal discussions over the term of the contract are yet to begin. So today, kind of an indication there that he's being offered the job. Yeah, Patreon has a separate Discord. That's kind of, I try to explain this on here, but it's kind of the whole point, because that's where a lot of the activity happens and the chat happens. And if you have the Patreon, make sure you link it to the Discord and join, please. I try to explain as much as possible because not very much gets posted on the Patreon. Reason being, a lot of stuff from there just gets copy and pasted elsewhere. And it's much better through the Discord. And it would be nice if we didn't have to do that, but we do, unfortunately. I used to post a lot more directly to Patreon in addition, but it's hard to do that because of that reason. So and there's a great chat and channel and a whole bunch of other stuff there. So yes, so Carrick's been there offering the job, so that we can offer the job to his representatives and all of that. But in addition, Laurie Whitwell, I think, who's on Athletic, it was on Talk of the Devils or one of the other Athletic pods today, like an hour ago, said same thing, that maybe it was 2 hours. I don't know when it came out. That they had the meeting, that the recommendation was made, and then the next steps would now be getting into the actual offer of the job and negotiation terms and all of that for Carrick. And then Sully posted this. United plan to offer Michael Carrick an initial contract of 2 years until June 2028 with 1-year option to extend. No formal negotiations have begun, so no agreement yet. He's been involved in recruitment meetings for the summer. Now, I think that's been the most likely outcome in terms of what type of offer that we would make for a contract. As I mentioned before, there's zero chance we would be doing like a 1+1 or anything like that. What are people tagging me for? What the hell? Anyway, so a 2+1, because you cannot offer a 1-year contract to a coach. When a coach goes into their final year of a contract or 1 year of the contract, obviously it's not a commitment. They're practically an interim again at that point in time. And as you head towards the end of the season, they're going to be like, what the hell's going on? This isn't, you can't be serious. You have questions on the squad, questions about whether the players, are gonna be there, anything like that. There's so many questions that come up. You don't want to go into a final year of a manager's contract in general. Generally, you extending that +1 or even getting a new contract at that point in time. So the 2+1 would make the most sense, as it were, given that it means next year is not like from the squad perspective, from the overall perspective, this thing of like, well, we don't know where we're going to be at the end of the season. You have the extra year, you have a year even following that. It gives you time. If it works out, it means, of course, you have 2 more potential years and you have time to negotiate. You have time to see how the second season goes, to do all sorts of things like that. What I would suggest in there that will probably not be public is, no matter what contract we give, no matter what contract is done, there will very likely be break clauses. United have been more, I think, inclined to try and include that, and there's a lot more of that in the modern football days, where managers are being replaced like fairly often, where there'll be probably targeted break clauses, like if we are in this position by the end of year 1, or at this point in time, we can get out of the contract cheaper. Like Rossini, I mean, he had a 7-year deal or whatever, but in the end, they sacked him and didn't have to pay because they had certain break clauses with regards to like performance and things. And it's pretty ordinary. It's not going to make a big difference. Ten Hag got a year extension. Yeah, they activated the year clause, and that was the hugest indication of all that it was a total farce, the whole situation, that they were completely uncommitted to him, and it was blatantly obvious from that. Would you do a video speculating on how we'll look next season if the play style stays the same but with better players and more athleticism? A video speculating, how would I do that? I mean, I can very easily speculate, but it would be interesting. I mean, you might see it like I'll be honest, like if I were to say it right now off the top of my head, if we didn't change the way we played at all, but we had more athletic players, is it not just Ollie's United with McFred, 2 better athletes in the center, not really pressing, counter-attacking football, box defending with Maguire? It's pretty much the same, isn't it? Bruno in the 10. It probably look virtually identical to that, to be honest. So I think that would be, if we didn't try to change our style at all, I think it would look like Ollie's United. pretty much. Um, yeah, I think that's what it would. I think that's what it would look like overall. That's my immediate speculation, but I don't think it will. There's without regardless of whatever questions that I have on Carrick, because I have questions. They're just questions. I don't think it'll look like that. There's been enough signs to me that we're not trying to look like that. I'm not saying, how far we go and how well we execute and all of that is a different story. But we've even seen enough from Carrick that isn't like that. I don't think that's what his end game goal is, like, at all. Do you think there will be a break clause after year one if he makes top 5 but don't play good football? I have no idea how you would define that, to be honest. I mean, there could be a break clause anyway where they could pay it off cheap after a year or something, but I don't know how you would define some sort of clause like that. I think that'd be rather difficult. I think it would have to be more directly performance results based. Like you might set conditions for cups, you might set conditions for the league finish and things and kind of add it all together. So, yeah, I think it'd be really hard to legally define that in a contract of what does good football look like. Like, who knows? The idea of good football changes with the meta and all of that as well. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's been a lot of talk with regards to, well, we did go through a process and we did look at other coaches and we did. The reality is this, guys. Okay. I don't know exactly all that's been reported out there, but I don't think we ever seriously considered replacing Carrick with Iraola or somebody like that. I don't think we ever seriously considered it. Obviously, I think for us, it's been for months now. The feeling within United has been either it's like a serious, big, experienced candidate who's done top jobs, Tuchel, Ancelotti, Enrique, or nobody. And it'll be Carrick. And that's, I think, been the feeling for some time in that respect, just with the idea that I think they are not willing or wanting to take a chance on another manager who we're wondering, can they scale up from a smaller league or a smaller club or something like that to come to United? But have they done it at a big club in the past? I think that's been from the moment Ruben Amorim was sacked. I think that's been the case, and it's been extremely unlikely to near enough impossible. Now, look, if it had gone disastrous with Carrick and we couldn't get one of those big names, would we then have considered it? Probably as like a fallback kind of option. But I think that after 4 games, it was already kind of off the table. This other thing. And one of the factors that I do think is worth mentioning in this is they've not just done their due diligence on this year, and this might be one of the factors. I don't want to put this forward as a point because I think some people take this as a point of this. You're just hating on Carrick and all that, and it's really not, because it's facts. It's just the reality of it, but this is how you should be. This is how any good club should operate, and it doesn't necessarily imply that your current guy is going to fail, but it does. You always have to have redundancies, contingencies, and things like that in place. And it's the fact that we haven't that has very often led us into despair, into making, poor decisions, into not thinking ahead, into being reactive and being forced into situations where it's a surprise. We should always be planned out. A big part of the due diligence that was done was not just now, but for next summer. And I think that they do have a good idea at this point in time of who they could bring in and who would be willing to join next summer. Should they at that time decide, cool, Carrick has taken us as far as he can go, and we do need somebody different in the eventuality. I'm quite strong in my belief of that information, that they have sort of got that figured out as well. And obviously that doesn't mean it's done. It doesn't mean they've offered the job to anyone. It doesn't mean they've told anybody Carrick's going to get sacked next year. It was not what I'm implying at all. But I do believe there's been a bit of foreplanning done there, in the same way that you would with transfers, in the same way that any club should, to say, well, if it doesn't work out, we do know who's going to be available next summer and who is expected to be available and who we could go for if it doesn't take us all the way as far as we want to go. So yeah, I think that's important. So we'll see in that sense. Yeah, we'll see there. But in the meantime, obviously see how it goes with Carrick and such. Um, mm, so yeah, that's just ordinary long-term planning, procession planning, all of that kind of stuff. Um, yeah. That's what we've got there. It would be easier to get. Yeah, look, if that's also very true too. If it didn't work out, then next summer, easier time to have a lot more options available in terms of the thing. So yeah, the reason I was getting a little distracted, they were tagging me, is that apparently Cave on Sky, and it's kind of hard to tell whether whether it's info or whether it's informed opinion or whatever, was kind of yapping about Anderson and City and United, and I was just trying to understand what they said, like if he was saying something about if he said anything about the finances, because he was saying that maybe United, it might be that United being good has made it a little bit closer, but the issue for us has been more to do with the finances in general. The issue's more been to do with our finances in general, with regards to the Anderson and the kind of costs associated with it. And we've heard a lot of reports saying that City are much, much closer on that front. So I was just trying to see if anything was actually said on that or not. So we'll see if there's anything else that comes from that. But if any further reports start to move things in the other direction, then obviously that's cool. But we haven't really heard anything from United side reporters in a while out on Anderson, besides saying that it's quite unlikely and that he's close to City. So I'm not sure. The new Rodri contract at City, but they're losing Bernardo Silva. I'm not sure it changes anything. They've lost they've lost Gundo, De Bruyne, Bernardo, and it hasn't really worked out with their other midfielders. And I don't think I really don't know that it would be true that Rodri staying would have an influence on that. I think they're in the market for Anderson kind of regardless. In general, I really don't think that it makes much difference. Anderson replaces Silva, fits perfectly. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Now, there's always questions. Yeah, Reindeers hasn't been any good. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what that all. It's kind of weird. Like, I'm honestly not sure, but I'm 100% not getting my hopes up in any respect on Anderson based on everything that's been out there, on anything speculative, unless we're getting something extremely serious from someone serious saying, that he wants us and that we're, prepared to match the prices and wages that are being paid, because we've not heard anything even close to that. Off topic, but watching Casemiro interview, how interesting that former Madrid players seem to much more fond of United than Madrid despite no major trophies. It is interesting. And I'll be honest with you, no, I really don't want to get into it, but there's not I'm not talking about the players themselves. one could make a case that the standards that Madrid fans have is about 10 times higher than ours in the modern day, given how unsuccessful we've been. Because like you said, without major trophies, Casemiro is getting an enormous amount of affection for what has probably been a very, very, very mixed time at United. That would not be the case at Madrid. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I think that fans in Spain are abusive in very, very often. And I don't think we should abuse players ever. But it's certainly different. Certainly different what you get away with here versus there. No doubt about that. If Pep leaves, would it make a difference? I don't know, because I thought I'm pretty sure he's been leaving for some time, and I feel like it's maybe an open secret already. Tchouaméni won't come. He's perfect for Mourinho. I agree with that, Michelle. I think that he's yeah. I think that he's going to stay with Mourinho. I do think as well he's perfect for Jose and perfect for what he's going to want. But yeah, honestly, like if you took our last years, and I'm not saying this is right, because this is the whole, and I don't think it's necessarily fair to blame a squad. I think it's really odd how certain players get singled out so much with regards to, who the fan base essentially, in England decide is the problem. Like at one point, Maguire was the reason we are a failure as a club and all of that. And it's like kind of hilarious. But yeah, very, very different fans in England versus Madrid. And I think ours are better. I think erring on the side of over supporting players is better. I just wish it was a little more consistent. I wish it was a little more consistent. That's all. Smith versus Buati. Keith Smith versus Buati. Would love to see a comparison. Well, they're very different players. They're very different players. Keith Smith is like more of an attacking midfielder, while Buati is much more of a defensive midfielder for sure. Like very, very different. Yeah. What is this spam? You want to let's. I don't know. This is let's just get rid of that. I don't know what that is. They're attacking midfielder versus defensive, and let me see if I can pull it up, and let me see if I have the ability to show it as a stat representation. Because yeah, they're very, very different players in that sense. Let me see if they have these guys. Keith Smith, do they have him? Compare. Let's go Smith and Buati. Let's see if it shows this well. Yeah. Here. Let's share this tab instead. There you go. So there's Smith is more like, kind of one of those 8 to 10s, whereas Buati is definitely more of a defensive midfielder in that respect, if you wanted to look at it that way. Interesting young names, but very different players for sure. My fear is not that Carrick will crash, rather that he will be a version of Southgate, safe, bland, and uninspiring, but never bad enough to fire. I can see being top 5 for the next years, but never close to the best teams. Well, that's kind of how I felt about Ollie, but I don't think that that's the standards that we have here. I don't think that's the standard that is being set by Ineos. I think that their expectations are a lot higher for that. That would have, under the Glazers, I do think that they would have been very satisfied with that. I think they'd be very satisfied. We kind of know this, right? They get in top 4, stop spending money, just chill in that top 4 zone. That they were always happy with that. They were always satisfied with that. I don't think Ineos are at all, actually. We only have a couple years here. It's our first time in the Champions League. I think this summer in the transfer market is a big indication of that. If we go big, look, and I get it. I get there's I get there's people with the negativity that's there around Carrick about that it's a settle, and I understand that aspect of it. I really do. I understand why you feel that way, but I think the market is a better indication of their ambition as ownership. of that aspect of it, but I understand the mixed view of it. I think this summer we go and spend 250, 300 big players, big signings, all of that. I say big players, big signings. I mean, the right players, the right signings, and enough of them to really help to build this team out and spend the money that we never spend when we're in Champions League. I think that will show the biggest difference in intention. Execution is another factor. Carrick is the coach before the coach, and he might be. And look, the thing that I say on this front is that I view football in a certain way. If this year Carrick does well, keeps us in Champions League, we're doing decent in the cups and all of that, but you don't necessarily see a super high ceiling for it of like title winning, but it's a step. We've gone from out of Europe, Europa League, out of Europe into Champions League, maintain Champions League. If at that point at the end of it they go, great, it's been good. 18 months with Carrick has been great. You got us in the Champions League. You've helped us stay there. We want to take the next step. Then it's like, fair enough. It's another step towards that direction. If that's the case, what I don't want to see is this. What I would like them to, why I think it's really important to be ambitious is this. There, I think, have been times in the past where we could have let managers go at the right time instead of waiting until it was too late and their reputations were destroyed. You know what I mean? Like, that sort of would be a tough decision at that point in time. Like, ironically, it has worked out really well, sacking Emeram at the time that we did and moving on, because we took a step up from where we were, and now it's gone a little better under Carrick. And so we didn't like destroy this. I say reputations. What I meant was the squad. We didn't destroy the squad on the way out. We We got some continuity. Jose, after a second season, they were already in like a bit of disagreement about what comes next. They should have just cut bait then. They should have just cut bait then. Same goes for probably like Ollie, though it would have been tough at the time. But I'm just saying I think that would be where the ambition shows. I'm not, it's not necessarily this summer, but next. If we have a good season, but you can honestly look at it and say, I don't see how this is going to go further. Being able to make a change at that time without waiting for it to downturn would be a sign of that. Ten Hag, after winning the FA Cup against City, that should have been the end of it. That's like another example of what should have happened. So it's okay. And I think that what you can have in rebuilding the club is steps along the way that aren't failures. And I don't think Carrick will be a failure. My bigger question is, how will they measure it at the end of the season? I think it's very unlikely that Carrick fails at this club. I think it's quite likely that we will at least do decent. But at the end of that, if it's just decent, I think you have to be able to make a tough decision at that point in time. If it's better than decent, then great, keep it going. But be able to make that tough decision at the end of the year if it's just decent and you have the possibility of striving for better, and it's the same with players, right? Like, it's an interesting perspective on this because for a long time we've seen it with players. And when you say it with players, people get it. People agree. When you say it with coaches, it sounds harsh, but it should be the same. They're both cogs in the wheel. If you've got players who are decent, okay, but are they title-winning caliber players? Or at that point, do you need to say, we need to sign someone over the top? Like, I take the Luke Shaw thing. I'm a big fan of Luke. I really like Luke Shaw. You'll know, you guys know this. He's not a title-winning left back at this point in time. So I think that you've got to sign or have someone to compete, on that basis. You've got to, you know. Um, Other examples of that, obviously at center back, I think we have a bunch of okay options. They're not title winning level. If you look at it in the past, we've done it a lot. We've said, all right, well, we've got these guys, they're good enough, so we're not gonna step up. You know what I mean? We're not gonna, and we know that that's been a problem that we've settled. We extended contracts under the Glazers for players who were just okay. You were just fine. It was like, all right, they're there, and it's just they're doing decent. But we knew they weren't good enough to win titles with, and we did it anyway. So I think we have to take the perspective with the squad, with the coach, with everyone, and if they develop, if it grows, if they show the signs of being top as players, tops as coaches, keep going. But don't wait for them to fall off a cliff before replacing, because that's what we've usually done with players. That's what we've usually done with coaches. And that's something as a pattern we need to change. Percentage on Mateus Fernandes to United with all the big clubs after him, boss. If Spurs don't get relegated, we miss out on him, I will full on tilt. Well, this is my next concern. I have shared with you guys previously that there are quite a few other clubs in for Mateus Fernandes, including, I mentioned specifically, Arsenal. Well, today story comes from the Times that Mateus Fernandes is wanted by Arsenal, and West Ham may have to sell. This is my worry. Mendes client, PSG interested, Arsenal interested, a lot of big clubs here interested in Mateus Fernandes. There's a serious possibility in this case that not necessarily, I'm not saying we can't win the race. But that's why the price ain't going to be 40 million. People are joking with that. It's going to be 55, 60 million. We're going to have to, and that's okay. It might, like I said, I think he'll be worth it. I think he's a good player. I think we should pay that price, especially, if we're not set to get like Anderson and these guys. But as I said, there's a lot of interest in him from England. And the idea that that price isn't going to be driven up is crazy. In that sense, it is going to be up. It is going to be, 55 to 60 million, I think, at the minimum. And it's going to be hard to compete in that front with PSG and all of that. You know how Mendes loves to bring people to PSG. So we have to consider that as well. And West Ham paid 38 million pounds, I think, for him, or 40 million pounds or something. So that's a tough deal. But obviously one we should push on. The problems we have with major targets are, Anderson, the price, and the fees and the finances associated with it. Tchouaméni, Madrid don't want to sell. West Ham with Fernandes, a lot of competition. But here's the thing. When I say there's problems with it, that doesn't mean we won't do it, because there's problems with every target we have. Brighton, they still kind of are holding a little bit of a higher price in the early discussions than what we'd be wanting to pay. That's expected as part of the negotiations, but still, there are problems with virtually every signing. Ederson is almost like probably the easiest deal. I've mentioned that before. It's almost the one that has like the least complications with it if we did want to do it. So we'll see what happens with that. There are problems, not problems. There's always problems, barriers to every single signing. Some are practically insurmountable. Some are maybe really, really tough, and some are smaller. I think that the Baleba and Mateus Fernandes ones are solvable barriers that hopefully we can get through as well. My percentage on him is like maybe 50-50 right now. Like for me right now, it's a total coin toss. We have to see what else happens in the window first, and if they get relegated or not still. Newcastle has to sell. Who do you think? I think for Newcastle, they'll be trying to shill out Anthony Gordon first. I think the biggest thing they're going to want to do is try to move on Anthony Gordon before they try and sell anybody else. Potentially Livramento, those injuries have made it a little more difficult for them. I think Anthony Gordon is the biggest player that they're looking to move on in that sense, to cash in on. Beyond that, then I think they'll be forced to look at some of their other options, like Hall and Hall and Tonali potentially. And then I feel like there was one other name I'm forgetting that they'll be potentially looking to sell also. But I think Anthony Gordon is going to be the biggest one they look to sell early on. Fernandes will help with Fernandes and get guaranteed minutes. We have a good shot. I think we do. I don't think we have a bad shot at it. It's just there's just barriers. There's just barriers to it. And it's Mendes. Mendes is so influential on the advising of where his players go. I worry most about PSG. He's loved to bring players to PSG. Loved it. Now we're in a better situation than we were in the last instances, like when João Neves went there and all of that. But yeah, would you take Leao to get Fernandes? Absolutely not. I think I would really hope we avoid Leao at all. I don't think we need to do double deals to make it happen. I don't think we should do that. The potential cost, spend, and problem it's just not worth it. We shouldn't need to do that to sign a player. We can't do more favors. We can't be signing players that we don't want. Now, Gonzalo Ramos on a cheap backup deal, different story. Different story. As a loan or something like this suggestion, different story. Low risk, low cost. Okay. I'm okay with, that's like a little dry handy. No, hold on. Sorry. Anyway, I'm okay with something like that, but we're not going full out on this thing. Okay. To do favors and to the tune of 50, 60 million and, 250,000 a week and stuff like that. We'll do something small. We're not spreading, to get this over the line. Sorry. Anyway, anyway, that's all. So what a time to enter the stream. Yeah, who's he play for? Dry handies. Who's he play for? Yeah. He's very cheap. Very, very cheap. Not very exciting, but very cheap. So yeah, we'll see on that front. Let's see. Was there anything else news related today that has come out as of this point? Give me just a Mendes news client. Let's see. I think that was everything I wanted to kind of discuss. The Youth Cup kicks off in about 20 minutes. So yeah, that's most of the most of the news. Yeah, it gets the job done, but not very exciting. Do you think Forest is using us to drive the price up for City? I think there's a fair chance of that as well, right? Because I think they're going to hope, that we're not out of the race and that keeps City paying up, 100, 110, 120, 125 million. I think there's a real chance of that. There's a Neko Williams story. Yeah. So one interesting thing here is that there's definitely been a fair bit of news of us looking at like some sort of left backs, like a few different kind of, left backs out there. You know what I mean? There's been a few of those stories of like, not like these top end left backs, but just a few out there. There's Neko Williams. There was a story in Bild today about Svensson at Dortmund. That's out there. So yeah. There's a few of these guys that are out there. That there's word on United having looked at. Obviously there was Lewis Skelly, obviously Lewis Hall or so is like the dream, but there's clearly been at least some looks and checks in on different left backs that are, from my perspective, squad options, Shaw rotations, rather than like a very clear upgrade on the situation, which I think is representative of our plans next year. I wish it wasn't. So hopefully that changes. Hopefully we go and get Lewis Hall or something like that, or not that either one, Hall or Brown for me. They both have different strengths, but yeah. There's also still some links to wingers, but it's really unclear. Like I saw one thing that did concern me. I saw Andy Mitten talking about the summer plans too, and he said 2 midfielders, maybe 3 if Ugarte goes, a left-sided player. It's still totally unclear who the hell is the left-sided player and what position. I think it's completely unclear, and I think it's going to end up being about opportunities that are out there. Like nobody knows. Really, nobody knows left back or left wing at this point. We've been looking at both. So it's really hard to tell. But the part that concerned me was he said that center back leader, because he's been one of the other few people who's talking about how United have been looking at like center backs with me. He said that center back leader could be left till next summer if everyone stays. Well, who's everyone? There's no way in hell we're shifting De Ligt or Lissandro. And obviously Yoro, Heaven, and Maguire aren't going anywhere. That's like my biggest fear this summer with our transfer business. It's not the midfield. I'm confident on that. I'm sure we'll get a left-sided player. I'm sure we'll do something in that market. I'm sure we'll get someone who can contribute moving forward. But we're going to push off the center back thing if everybody stays. Why? That's the mediocrity acceptance I'm talking about, where we're going, oh, it's okay. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. If you identify that we need a serious person in that position, it's going to cost us next season, big time. It's going to cost us. So that part worries me, because that's kind of the exact, like, there's a problem. You can't put off addressing it. I'm scared. It's like the goalkeeper last year. It got close to not being addressed. I'm scared. I'm scared, man. I am scared of that center back situation. That's the one, like, of all the situations this summer, people are panicking about midfield and the name. I think we'll be fine in all of that. I'm confident we're going to do a whole bunch of things. The center back thing scares the hell out of me. I really believe that's going to be the biggest miss, is we know we have a problem there and we don't do anything about it. That's the one that worries me. That's the mark for me between the center back thing is like my bellwether. Like, did we do well or bad? It's more like that's the thing that tells me we are really serious. Really, really serious about next year. Not just it's okay, when we'll get beyond it. No way Wilcox is that dense on. Well, the thing is, they're looking at it. That's what I'm saying. They've been scouting left backs. They've been scouting center backs. They know they have a problem. So I know they're aware of it. But can you follow through and get it done? Do that. It's that extra stretch. You know what I mean? Like, you can get the midfielders. You can sell Ugarte. You can get that done. You can get one left-sided player. You can get that backup 9. All of that's going to be somewhere in the range of 200 to 250 million. But that there's the serious clubs take that one extra step, that stretch where they go, not later. We know it's a problem. We're going to do something about it now. And they stretch the budget. They stretch the expenses. They stretch forward to just make sure it gets done. And that's the one that worries me, because it's like that's where you go from we're doing well and we're calm, and it's all good things. Don't get me wrong. It's better than before. We're calm, we're composed, we're sticking to the plan, we're rebuilding, and it's good. But time is your enemy. The longer you wait, the more you have new problems show up in the future, right? Anything you leave now and you say, well, it's fine. It's fine. Next summer, center back, right back. It's only 2 positions. We've solved everything else. We fixed the midfield. We fixed the left side. We fixed the forwards. We fixed the goalkeeper. It's just 2 positions next year. It's not a big deal. Okay. And then what? Something will go wrong. It's like Murphy's Law, right? Something else is going to break. It always does. The more you allow time to enter into things, the more problems you're going to have. You cannot bet on things staying the same. You can't look at the other 9 positions and go, they're going to be fine. Something else will go wrong, and you're going to end up with always one more problem. Until you solve it all now, you will always end up with too many problems to solve. It's just life, man. It's just like that, you know? Anything you say, I'll fix it later, something else is going to break by the time you get to it. And then you're going to have 2 things to fix. And you're going to say, I'll fix that later. And then you're going to have, and you never do. You got to fix everything now because you know something else is going to go wrong in the future. You know it. Guaranteed. It's just, that's life, man. And that's football. But yeah, I mean, it's like 6 players is fine. We should be able to get 6 players done. 3 midfielders, 1 forward, 1 left-sided player, 1 center back. That's good. That's good for me. I think that's enough. Let's do a couple quick call-ins before we get to the watch along for the hangout for the FA Youth Cup, because it's starting now. Well, it's starting like 10, 12 minutes. So I just wanted to get this in case anybody did want to call in. If you're calling in to talk about Carrick, what I want to request is this. Tell me if you have a negative view of it. Tell me why you think it might work as well. Give me some perspective on that. I did this early, so I don't know if most of our call-in guys are here, but I'm not going to cut you guys off at the start of the Youth Cup either. If we've got more calls, we can do that while we watch it on the side there too. But if anybody wants to come in and share some thoughts ahead of that on either what our midfield plans are shaping up, on the Carrick situation, on the contract that he's being offered, and your perspectives on all that, then feel free to come on in. We got a lot of good callers last time. I don't know if by doing this too early, I might have messed up and missed the people who were planning to call in today. So if nobody wants to, that's fine too. I'll just keep talking until the game starts. Sorry, I'm just looking at something here. Watkins on the cards as a backup striker. I mean, we could go back to that, I suppose. Given the interest was there, if he was affordable, he still makes for a good, experienced backup striker, I would say. Lacroix was apparently called up to the French squad. He's a center back we've been looking at. Interesting. You're afraid Carrick is not a major draw to players who want to come to United. They would choose clubs with bigger name managers instead. United name is not as big today as it was a few years ago. I kind of agree, but at the same time, I'm not sure it's necessarily about I don't know if it's necessarily about the. Where's my message? I don't know if it's necessarily about the hold on, let me pin this. About the manager, more the team, the club, that they're going to sign for. I do think, obviously, yes, United's name is not as big, especially with younger players who have never really seen United be successful, or experienced it in the same way that others have. And we used to get by that with money, and we can't really do that anymore. Let's pull that really quick because I'm curious about this. Or this is a good debate point. This backup 9 or center back, which is more important to you guys? I mean, is it very clearly center back, or what do people think? Like if you had, but again, we shouldn't have to choose. We shouldn't have to choose. They're both problems. We shouldn't have to choose. That's kind of, I think, the point, right? We really shouldn't have to choose what we're gonna do here. Both. Yeah, that's the reality, right? Like even if one is a potentially a bigger priority, we do need to solve both problems this summer. I think like quite clearly. We can't keep sticking in Cunha. Yeah, because Mbumo playing at 9 is not great. I think Cunha playing at the 9 is a little better, but also not great. We got to solve these things. You know, we can't. It's Sheshko. Yeah, I mean, 60 games, Champions League. Like, I don't want to play. We have with how much we're going to potentially need to rotate next year. We really don't want to miss out on having a good backup 9 that can play the same way and have to compromise every time Sheshko's not on the pitch. So I do think it's a huge problem as well. I think they're both giant problems. We just got to get it done. You're calling Ineos thumb suckers all next season if they ignore this. Fair. Oops. This is so weird. They put one message. Oh, now it showed up on the other side. That's weird. I've got the 2 different things open for streaming. For some reason, one of that message just showed up with the link. All right. So 67% sender back, 33% 9. But yeah, I mean, I think it is both. Get Mateta. I think Mateta makes a good option. I tell you, I would take as a backup striker, I would take Mateta. I would take Watkins. I would take Ramos on a free. I would take Nunez. I think all of them have something to offer as a backup, as an affordable deal. I think all of them could have value in that sense. I would take Welbeck, but he just re-signed with Brighton, so I feel like that one's not possible. I would take Lewandowski. There's a lot of options I would take after what I saw with Cavani. You know, just an experienced number 9 to come in and give you kind of a backup in that position or something like that. There's a lot of I just think it would be good to have as an option. Vlahovic. The problem with Vlahovic is he going to be on a free, and how much are his wages going to cost? I feel like he wouldn't be cheap. You know what I mean? Calvert-Lewin, there's no way he's going to leave Leeds on anything cheap now, right? You know, he's had quite a good season for them. I don't think you could get him on the cheap right now. I don't think they'll want to sell him, obviously, as part of staying in the Premier League. He's been a huge, huge part of that, very influential. So I think it'll be tough to get someone like that in there. For sure. Garassi, we were like, how is Garassi's? How is Garassi? Who is Garassi? What is Garassi? How's his season been? Still good? Scoring quite a few goals. I'll tell you one question though about that we don't know with their view on this is, do they want to sign an older player anywhere, or do they want to just or would they rather get like some young player that can also be learning at the same time, that can also develop into something bigger? That's my question. What the kid we signed last year? What was his name? Kind of big. How many games has he played in for Lausanne over there? This 19-year-old Enzo Canabiec. He's played 20 games. How many minutes? Things just taking forever to load, unfortunately, to give me the stats on this. But I'm curious. He's only got the one goal. We also sent Kone over there, and I don't know if that's done anything. It's been a bit underwhelming, hasn't it? Our loans here. 586 minutes for Canabiec total. 1 goal, 1 assist. He's definitely was a very young and raw kind of prospect. I mean, it's interesting, you know. He started 1 game against Fiorentina and got an assist. He's only started like 3 or 4 games. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, we haven't heard much about that. I don't know how it's gonna go here. But Yeah. I don't know. We need some help there. Why'd we send him to the Swiss League? Actually, I think in theory the Swiss League is a good measure. It would be a good opportunity where you'd expect them to get to play a bit more, but I guess the problem is just like it just hasn't gone great. But yeah, there's probably options out there. I got a message saying keep an eye on that Mateus Fernandes thing. So let's keep an eye on that Mateus Fernandes thing. I do think, for what it's worth, just going back to that because I got that message. I still think Baleba, Mateus Fernandes, and Ederson are 3 most likely signings this summer. I just think that we're gonna have to spend the money on Mateus Fernandes to get it done, and I think that we'll have to just be aware of that. Mostly, it's gonna take work, but I think we really like him, and I think we can get him, but it's gonna take the work, and I think we're gonna have to pony up a little bit of dough for that one. But see, that'll be nice over the next 2 hours. If I get any messages or anything to update you on, I'll let you know. Okay, as we go. We're about to have the kickoff of the where the hell? Where's the FA Youth Cup? Hold on, I just need to find just need to get that going on my other screen. It just disappeared. What's going on here? Is it under live now? Hang on, sorry. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, just getting the Youth Cup game going on my other monitor. The game is on HBO Max in the UK, right? Apparently, I read that too. Some very weird places this thing is streaming, but hey, as long as the games are available, I'm a happy camper on this. Free to watch on YouTube? What? Where? You need ESPN? What? God, I hate, dude. Working through all this stuff in the US to watch things is so frustrating. Like, now the thing is saying I don't have access to ESPN, which is obviously totally wrong. God, it's so irritating, man. Which is clearly totally wrong. I watched what? Oh my god, dude. I'm gonna lose my mind. Yeah, you can post a YouTube link. You can post a YouTube link. It's fine. I'm gonna lose my mind trying to access this. I have ESPN Plus. You. God. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure it out. Yeah, I have no idea. Oh man, is anybody else in the U.S. having any issues with this? Where it says it's on, and then it's like it says it's on ESPN Plus, and then it keeps changing, and then it's like, well, no, actually, it's not. Is anybody else having any issues? Not at all. Now it's working. All right, never mind. No, like no, I clicked on it. Now it's fine. I clicked on it. Just it's showing Carrick sitting down now. Shaw is there. Mount is there. Omar Barada sitting next to Carrick there. Who else is there? Bruno's there. Johnny Evans is there. Mason Mount is there. Yeah, here I can post this. Bruno's there. Yeah, it's unfortunately it's streaming like shit. But hold on. Dang it, that link didn't work for some reason. But it's showing on ESPN Plus as live now. But yeah, for a minute there, it was like just telling me, "Oh, you don't have access to this." I've got fucking access to this. Screw you, man. I need to. God, it's laggy as hell. I might open this on my phone. Honestly, I might open this on my phone. The web one is being like crazy laggy for me. Let me see if I can find it on my phone. Yeah, it does that where it's like, oh, you don't have access. And I'm like, okay. And then I reloaded it and I had access. So whatever. There's JJ Gabriel. All right. It seems to be working now. I'm all good on my side now. What region is the YouTube one available? Yeah, just take a quick trip to the UK, I think, right? Just a quick trip to the UK. All you got to do, and you got access. Just fly on over. Mark, I can't see you. If you're here, I'll bring you into chat while we wait for this game to warm up, or even while the game is on. I'll give you a second to get prepped up. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you're good, Mark. Sorry. Thumbs up. How you doing?
I was hearing you earlier, but I'm not hearing you now.
You know, people have.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Oh, how are you doing, man? I like your stream.
Good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I like how you present Manchester United. Even though I watch a couple more people, but I just call into this. Just want the fans to have hope in the coach and the team. Because if we look overall for the last 10 years, we've been watching, even though I've been watching longer before when we used to win things, but if people understand the circle of life, everybody wants to win. And be honest, it no matter if you're at the bottom of the stream, you still want to win something, though. So even Everton, just say the bottom teams, them, everybody fought. We keep saying the Premier League is one of the toughest league in Europe.
Yeah.
And if we're going to say the Premier League is the toughest league, then why we're going to say then the Premier League this season was rubbish when every team is fighting to win their matches?
Agreed.
It don't matter if you want to bring it back to like in the 90s with Longcho or whatever, the best teams, they did it the way they can do it with the players they have. You just got to look for, say, you can't have 10 Messi, you can't have 10 Ronaldos. Every player is different. Every coach is different. Everybody have a different way of their playing the game. Sir Alex Ferguson, if we really want to be honest and we watch how he used to manage the team, it wasn't just 11 best players.
Yeah.
We had like 6 players. And then in the midst, you will see in the midfield, you will see Fletcher, you will see O'Shane, certain players where right now they're not even getting like, oh, those players used to play for Manchester. It's Roy Keane, it's Scalzi, it's Beckham, it's Ronaldo. It's those players they might keep hearing over and over. And it wasn't 11 players you keep talking about. So it's sad to know that your people, the people that say, oh, we support Manchester United and we want the best. But remember, everything is the best. Because the club, yes, they go for a player. They might go for him from Everton or Brentford or Newcastle. They saw something in him. The club that they're buying something from him, sometimes they might like, oh, this is our best player, but you know what? 67.
Yep.
Why we're buying this player? The first thing, just accept the guys. They're doing their job. They
Yep.
play football. It's their
Yep.
job. We as supporters just got to support the game. It's a
I
game,
agree with
and
you.
I don't want you to tell your fans tell the supporters. Remember, it's a game. Start let it stress you over the weekend if we lose or we draw or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a game, man. We got kids. We got so much more in life to be like to make it like it's pulling out our life out of our body, drains us. It's a game. Remember, we used to play 5-5 on a basketball field. Some people had courts, some people had grass. You know, depends from the grassroots where you come from. But it's a game, bro. It's a sport. And stop worrying about, oh, they're spending 60 million. Bro, you're not even spending $1 out of your pocket. Yeah, everybody buy a jersey. Everybody buy a jersey. Everybody support the team. And I like how you talk yesterday. I don't know if it's yesterday's show when you say you don't like how they talk about the people that's not living in Manchester United. Yeah. We would love to go and support the team, go watch it live, but we don't live in Manchester. I live in America right now. I used to live in Jamaica, but a lot of people over the world, it's worldwide that support the team. Is a club thing. It no matter where you're at, we're all Manchester United, and we should just be Manchester United throughout the good and throughout the bad. Because remember, we can't be at the pinnacle every day, bro. If we're gonna be at the pinnacle every day, we're gonna be hated. People's gonna be like, oh, they're cheating or something. Remember, we used to have the 5-minute rule. Oh, it's Ferguson time, and they used to say, oh, Ferguson by the referees. They used to say everything because we was winning, but they didn't look at the style of we was winning. Now they're trying to compare us to Manchester City. Pep is a different coach, a different animal. And if he doesn't have a certain group of players, be honest, you can't get Pep ball. With Fergie, you don't know what when you see the 11 come out sometime. I remember one time we have Berbatov.
Yeah.
And I saw Berbatov come out and run along the wing, and I'm like, that guy will never play back for Manchester United again. Where did they buy this guy? I remember some guys Fergie used to bought. I remember a dark guy. I don't remember if he came from Belgium or whatever. I think one game he played. I forgot his name, bro. But he played on the wing too. But I forgot. But Fergie buys some bad players. But at the end of the day, Fergie was just a man management and a guy who know what it takes to win, bro. And this is what people got to realize. Listen, yes, Carrick is not the beyond and all of this. But remember, he's a human being first thing. He played the big games. He know what's about winning and losing. That's the first thing. Every people talk about, oh, he never win. Yes, he won trophies. He won the same thing these coaches are trying to win, bro. He was on the field. That's the first thing people must realize. A coach can come with his tactics, and when he give it to the 11 guys that goes on the field, if they don't put it to natural virility and bring it to the forefront, and they don't win, who to get the blame? They don't blame the players. They blame the manager. Yeah. But they forgot that's 11 guys on the field that the manager put out with a strategy that he's trained all week to do certain things. And when he doesn't get it and they see the guy frustrated, they'll be like, oh, he don't know what to do. He's frustrated because what he saw all week is not what he's getting now. He's wondering, where's the guy that I saw all week on my training pitch?
Yeah.
And then sometimes the coach make a change.
Yeah.
He has to make a change, and when they're calling for the change, even I'm sure it's sad, bro, with Carrick. Other day when we beat Liverpool, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, we qualified for the Champions League. Let him rotate now. He's been using the same 11 players and whatever." The guy rotated. What happened? Now you're complaining. Oh, he don't got no tactics.
About
the guy can only do with what he has. He has no Lionel Messi on the bench to go say, oh, Messi, come do something special for me. He has nothing. The same Xerxes, everybody like, oh yeah, he's a strike. He's not, the guy told you, he's a midfielder. He's a half 10, half 9. Bro, and the guy and I'm like, you guys say this. You say it on one of your channel. and not you, they will say it to one of they say it in a random show, and then the next day they come and try to change it, and I'm like, I wonder if the people and that's listening to the people, listening to the broadcast people, they are dividing us, bro.
Yeah.
They are delusional.
I hear you.
And because they have a big platform, that's the thing I'm saying. The people with a big platform, they don't draw us together, they divide us.
I hear you.
And I know, in my heart, bro, I think they're getting paid to do it, bro. It's not no love of no club, bro. Because if you love your club, bro, you in it for winning it and losing it. Because that's about a game. That's the first thing. If you know it's a sports, somebody gonna win and somebody's gonna be a loser. True. That's it. And thank God it's football. It can draw. It's not basketball or rugby or something where you gotta have a winner. Someday we draw. So thank God football is so balanced. And instead of we try to have a balanced platform, no, we're going to divide today. Oh, these players are shit. And tomorrow when the players think, oh, these guys should get 7 out of 10. Oh, 9 out of 10. And the next day, they are human beings, bro. When you go at your job, you make mistake, but nobody don't criticize you because it's your platform. You made a mistake. Oh, I made a mistake. I didn't know what I was saying yesterday. Oh, I just talk. That's the way the players do. You don't know what. Hey, something happened at school with the guy child. He didn't come and tell his 11 teammates, but he has it inside. Oh, damn, it's playing on his mind. Something with his child at school. They are human beings. That's why these people are calling for robots, bro. These are the people that's gonna make robots take over the world, bro. They're confused. They don't know what if they want the sun to shine today or rain to fall. Just be happy. Just be happy with the sports. We can go watch football, have a laugh, go have a drink with a friend afterwards. That's life, bro. Stop making it a big deal. Oh, they're spending so much money. It's not your money, bro. You didn't spend $1 million. You wouldn't even spend $10,000. Sometimes you're the same people and say, oh, I'm not going to buy a jersey, but I'm going to buy a jersey for my kids. You understand what I'm saying, bro? This is the brainwash thing. That's why sometimes I'm being honest. Sometimes I turn off their channel and I watch you, bro. Because you're straightforward.
I love
you
it.
Say,
I love it,
Ineas is a person. They came in and you point out if they're doing good and you point out if they're doing bad. And you just stick to the nigga, bro. And you say, listen, give these people a chance to do their job. They might not doing it good in Turkey or whatever else. They're in Manchester United. Give them a chance. They made some changes, and I'm telling you, yes, Ruben Amorim came in and did the best job. Sometimes a person's story might not be the long and success story, but he made a change. I'm telling you, Ruben Amorim came into the club and root out some local nonsense with these players feel like they had the power. Yes, because we get Manchester United was just like, oh, just gonna, do, because they was listening to the same people, to like, oh, big up the star ballers, hey, they're not treating them good. And then when the star ballers, now start doing the crap, then be like, oh, these players, they don't respect the badge, they don't respect the club. So they make a big, they confuse the people. Sometimes I'm like, you don't even know. Sometimes you're putting the players them in danger, bro. You're putting their family in danger over a game. A game, bro. Yeah. Stop it. It's a game, bro. You spend $50. Who tell you to go pay $50 to go watch a match? You could go buy it on your TV. You go pay your cables. Nobody forced you to go watch a match. So don't say, oh, they're raising the price. It's whatever, bro. I understand, yes, it's your club. You want to go watch a game and whatever, bro. But sometimes don't make things like, whatever control you don't have over certain things, bro. Leave it alone, bro. Just thank God you're alive and you're doing well. And you're not even helping to the situation. You're only pouring fuel on the fire, bro. And there's a fire at Manchester United that Carrick came and calmed down. And those people who are watching your channel, just give the guy a chance. Just give him a cupid of a chance. And just don't be half-witting with the chance you're giving the guy. Give him it fully blowing. Say, listen, I want this guy to succeed. Not in the back of your mind, oh yeah, I wouldn't mind he fail. And then be say, oh, these guys are rubbish. They should have brought Ancelotti in and that their manager. Bro, we have tried all the big name managers, and the same people who call in for the big name managers is the same people the next day after 3 matches we lost. Get them out. They're a fraud. Get them out of the club. So they're confusing. So I'm just telling the people, Michael Carrick, let's give him a chance, please. Just give him an open heart chance, bro. And when if you look at football, and you see that we Manchester United are at 75% right now. And if we get a good 25% plus players, we can see. Bro, the guy beat City. He beat Arsenal. Tell me. And you're telling me, oh, he didn't do it consistently? Bro, you have to have a strategy. Every day they say, oh, Ruben, he wasn't flexible enough. Now you get a guy who's being flexible and you're still complaining. What do you want? Be honest, my brother. Tell me. Tell me what your people want.
I hear you, Mark, and you're completely right. I hear you, and you have spoken a lot of facts today, and you got to come back and continue to share with us and inspire the community and United fans. And if we can get you,
thank you. I watch you every day, bro. Continue doing your job. May God bless you and your family. Keep you on your journey. May your channel continue to grow, and you do the good work you're doing, my brother. Have a blessed day. I love you.
You too, my friend. Love you too. See ya.
Thank you, man.
Bye. Wow, that was incredible. Woo. I need a smoke after that, honestly. All right, Parth, you got to follow that one up. Good luck.
I don't think I can follow that. I'll drop off right now.
That was amazing.
Oh, man, seriously. What a rant. What a fucking rant.
That was awesome. It was awesome.
How are you doing, James?
I'm good. How are you?
Not bad on vacation. So, yeah.
That's good.
Given Carrick the job, I don't think there's any other option. I don't even think they've interviewed Nagelsmann or something. So
no, I think maybe in the future we'll see. But for now,
2-year deal is not bad, I guess. I mean, I get it. He's not the preferred choice, maybe for everyone, but I still don't understand why they can't interview Nagelsmann and so it's just.
Yeah, I hear that.
But yeah, it is what it is. But it's fine. Not the worst outcome. Better than Iraola, in my opinion. But let's see how the midfield goes. Seems like all our main options are gone. No Chouameni, by the likes of it, whatever's come up. Arsenal in for Matheus Fernandes, so that's difficult. So let's see. Baleba, I don't think we get it for 50 million. Are we open to paying above that for him? Do you know?
Yeah, probably. I think that we are, depending on the structure
70 million
of
for
these deals.
Baleba, 70 million Fernandes.
I think if we're not getting the guys, Anderson 110 million and Chouameni 80 million and 250,000 a week, one of the advantages you'll have with guys like with Baleba, guys like Matheus Fernandes, guys like Ederson, is also their wages are going to be in a much more reasonable range too. So when you factor in the cost that the club have to consider, it's going to be, if you pay 60 for Baleba instead of 50, but you're talking about, overall half the wages of a Chouameni, you're still talking about a significantly cheaper player at that point in time. And I think those are factors. And, getting good guys, I think at the end of it is this, right? As long as we get 3 of our targets in, I think it'll be okay. We could, whatever they spend to do it, I'm kind of happy with it. I'm okay with it. I'm not really worried. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. But I wasn't sure Edison was a strong target since probably a month ago, because we passed up on him a few times, I guess. And suddenly he's like one of the 3 for, like, let's say, an Ugarte replacement. He's clearly
and
not
I think look at him in that way, like the third signing type of thing.
Yeah. So, but probably like an Ugarte replacement, but he's not a 6. So your 6 option still is only Baleba. In that option. So we're back to being one Casemiro injury out. Like, I know Casemiro has lost his legs, but you know what I mean? Like, 1-6. So you have Mainu, you have Fernandes, and let's say Ederson. If you get these 3, those are all the 8s. You're back to having the same issue. That's my only worry. with these three options. Like you don't have a solid six. We're trying to build a squad here, so that's why probably someone like a Joao Gomez or maybe Siddiqui or someone who's, I guess, a better option um, than maybe an Ederson, to be honest with you. But because he's clearly not a six, I know he
Yeah.
drops back into a back three, but that's the Italian league. Um, yeah, that is just a worry,
One
from
thing I
my
would think about with that in perspective is that, obviously in the long term, having the ability to play in a more flat three. I'm just watching, almost gets through. Sorry. Having the ability to play in more of like a flat three at times, if you remove, at 60 games next season, Bruno's 1 game a week. I think, I really honestly think, and I know people are going to shout this down, there's no way he's starting 55 games next year. It's going to be
Bruno.
impossible. Yeah, there's just no way.
You think
He got
Carrick drops him?
injured, not dropped. I think he has to rotate him next year. Has to, because he was really struggling physically with the legs, even with 1 game a week come that December period, the Christmas period, and then he gets his injury, comes
Yeah,
back, he's revitalized, but he got a month off and this time, and then the schedule's really spread out. Right, the schedule's
right.
been really
Oh yeah,
sparse.
yeah, for sure.
And so I think that he's, when you add in Champions League, Cups, 2 games a week, you have to rotate Bruno next year, just age-wise, miles in the legs. And I think when you do that, you're building a unit that could work well in more of a flat three without it being chaotic, by putting all
I
these
agree
pieces
with you,
together.
but even for a flat three, you need two sixes. You need someone to anchor that flat three.
Yeah. And I think that obviously
And
we will hope mhm,
Baleba and whom?
Baleba can do that.
Question
And
mark on Baleba
yeah,
and
it would
whom?
be good to get 2 sixes, right? It would be good to have 2
Honestly,
guys of
Ugarte has
that
been
position.
crap. If you
Yeah.
go back, I was a huge fan of us signing him. Okay, scratch that now. He's been crap, but he is more of a six than Ederson or Mateus Fernandes. He's been
And
crap.
just in the focus on ball winning, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I hear that. I
but
understand that from
but
a
if you
profile
want a flat
perspective.
three, then it's more ball winning than ball progression. To be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's a huge worry. I mean, if you go back, if you look at our transfer windows, once we get Champions League under the Glazers, they always look a bit underwhelming in the end.
Right.
And I'm just worried this is moving towards that because we went from Anderson, Chouameni, top
Mm-hmm.
names, proven players. Don't get me wrong, Baleba is a decent signing. He's not. He's not a Chouameni. Mateus Fernandes is good. He's up and coming, but he's not
Yep.
a top world class signing. We need that one marquee midfielder, I believe, to take us to that level. And yeah, we have Mainu playing well. I don't think Mainu plays 60 games either. Same.
Yeah. Sure.
Um, my worry or concern with Carrick is even when we rotated against Sunderland. Forget we were crap. Fine, agreed. We had a weaker midfield, but he still did not sub players. We still did not see, let's say Shea Lacey. I don't know who was on the bench, or let's say youth, not Lacey per se, but some youth,
Yeah.
just thrown in there. This is like a preseason game, to be honest.
Right.
The league
Well,
is
I agree with you in that sense. And, maybe he's run into some of the same concerns that Amram had at the end of the day, and just that there's just not a lot of players that are honestly ready for it. So playing them
fair
when
enough.
he doesn't
Yeah,
think
give them
they're ready is, I can see him coming to that kind of conclusion, because it's like, I mean, he had one of the Fletcher, we kind of know they're not ready, these players, honestly. And I think that's United's view too. I said in the past,
Okay.
even though I think Amram's comments are probably too inflammatory on the
He's too
topic and how
blunt
he
about
said it. Yeah, he wasn't wrong, and the club didn't think he was wrong in terms of the youth aren't ready.
Yeah.
We don't, Cheeto's not ready
Okay.
to step into the first team, and
Okay,
we should keep them off and protect them. So it's hard, man. It's hard. I think that's why
That's a fair
I
point.
hope we sign enough players this summer, and to address all these positions so that we
How many
have
do you think we get?
options.
Realistically, we
I
get a
think-
left wing
I
or
think
a
we-
left back. One
Yeah,
of them.
I think we'll for sure get 5 players in the summer.
5.
But I think we need to make sure we get at least 6 to just have a lot of options to use so that there's
There
a
you go.
squad to be managed. You know, I think we will get 5, but we got to get at least 6 to have
I
a
think you
full
sell
enough
Zirkzee,
team.
you get a backup
Xerxes,
for like
Ugarte, they
versatile
go. You
forward.
replace them. Yep. You get
Ugarte
2
and
more
Xerxes.
midfielders on top
Okay,
of
that's
that.
4. You need
And
a
then
left
you
back
get
and a
a
center back.
definitely a left-sided player. And then again, it's this for me is the center back. Center back is that 6th. So that 6th addition beyond the midfield, the forward, the
Center
left-sided
back
player.
should be your third
You've just
priority
got to get
over
it.
the 2
Yeah.
midfielders.
I think
To
it
be
should
honest
be
with
higher
you.
priority too. But it's like, to me, it'll be like if we go for it and sign
Because the same
enough, we'll get a
argument
center back.
is valid here. Delict is
Yeah.
probably never coming back. I don't know.
We have no idea.
Martinez is just not been at his best. Maguire is injury prone. That's 3 off. 3 senior centre backs off. That's Euro and Heaven.
Yep.
How are you going to get 60 games out of Euro and Heaven?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying
I
all
know.
of them are injured at the same time, but you still need. Then you're like Fredrickson and then Baleba or Casemiro
Yep.
stepping in as centre back. You know that's not ideal. Or Luke Shaw if he's alive
Yep.
next season after playing 36, 37 games this time. So
Yep.
let's see. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, question marks. Youth summer ahead. Let's see how it goes. But talk all about Carrick. So yeah, let's see.
Indeed. All right, my friend. Thank you. See you
Take
later.
care,
Okay.
man.
Bye. Yes, guys. Sully tweeting on our interest in Mateus Fernandes. That we know. That we're very interested in that one. We're very, very interested in that one. So let's see what happens. Let's see how it moves forward. But yeah, we know this as well from earlier in the week that the step up on Mateus Fernandes and Ederson are serious targets. But yeah, there's a good kind of update there. A lot is it's again. I think he's a player we can get, but there's problems to solve. We'll figure it out. The money is the biggest thing. Knife, I'll bring you in. You've spoken before, so here. How you doing, my friend? I know you don't have a camera, but
James,
it's all
how are
good.
you?
Good, and you?
Yeah, sorry, my camera is off. I don't want to be famous on the
It's not a
internet.
problem. It's not a problem. Not an issue.
Just quick things. I'm from the school of thought of Mark. That was a great speech, I would say.
Yeah, it was great.
No matter what Manchester United do, everybody will complain.
Of course.
Everybody will complain. Someone will have something. Even if we hire Luis Enrique, some people will have a problem with it. They will go dig up his past. He did something as a child. Something happened. That's just.
And he'll come in and he'll try to do something, and it'll be a slow start, and it'll be tough.
And people will complain. It's just us. No, so I've resigned to the point that whether it's Carrick or anybody else, it doesn't really matter. The major problem at Manchester United is the recruitment and doing the recruitment to the point where it's enough.
Yeah.
Yes, we will say we need last season. Amorim could have done well if he got everything he needed. They didn't give him everything he needed.
Yep.
We were all shouting on the space. Get us a midfielder. We didn't get any. But they wanted us to win the league at the same time.
Yep.
So my thing is, whether Carrick or not, if we don't get the players that we need and don't cut corners, we will do better. If we put Pep in Manchester United right now, he might not even get third position with the style of play, playing with the same players. So at times when we kind of tunnel vision into the coach and what he can do, I mean, when he was playing as Middlesbrough, I don't think it was the same style, although he had some substitution issues that he still have. But can his style of play then, when people liked it before Middlesbrough sold all these players, can he transpose it to a bigger team with a better player? Yes, he can. And that's what I think. Maybe I know they said they interviewed him. I don't know what kind of interview they want to do again, but that's the dialogue they should have. Like, what players do you need? Does it match the club's goal? And if at the end of the day you give him everything he needs and he fails, then fine, by all means.
Yeah.
But at least you have a ground.
It's absolutely correct. We've got to do enough because, it's exactly that kind of point. It's been the same for so many coaches, and obviously we've only had a couple under Ineos now, which is Amarim and now Carrick. And for Amarim, it was like he needed a midfielder. We didn't do it, and we know it cost us this season, regardless of anybody's thoughts on him. We needed a midfielder. We didn't get to it, and I still think it wasn't enough with Carrick. If we don't do enough, it can go the same way. And that's why I think, I've said before, whatever concerns I might have, I could easily see myself being in the same boat where I'm going next season defending him while he's trying to do something. We don't have the players for it, and it's failing. Like when I talk about we want to be a pressing side, we want to be an aggressive side. I think we do. But if they don't get him a center back, we can't do it. There's nothing he can do about that.
You can do it.
It's inevitable,
You got to play with the cards you're dealt, basically. Yeah. So if we're seeing a style of play that we don't like at the end of the day, I don't at times look at the manager, because Amorim tried to play style of play. These players couldn't. They couldn't play.
They couldn't do it. Yeah.
What do you want to do? You just want a miracle to happen. It's gonna be impossible.
You got to do enough to make it possible and remove he doesn't have this, and it's like a real obvious, excuse to know. Like until we have a full squad that's capable of playing a certain way, it is hard to look at it and say, it's the manager's fault. And I don't think it's fair I think too much is put on the manager always in that case. I think too much blame and credit is always given to managers in general, in that sense, for sure. But yeah, I really hope they just do enough to where we can say, all right, we think we've got the players to play a certain way now. If they don't do that, there's always going to be that level of doubt, that's out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for all the work you do. I watch you every day.
Appreciate it.
But it's just good to push out the positivity. At times, I tend to like certain Arsenal fans. Even if their club is burning down, they'll still support their player as the best in the world. But Manchester United, if we have the best player in the world, we'll say it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Getting point Bruno. So you can never win with Manchester United fan. So in my own little way, at times when I see your post and I try to because there was a time you posted that, when Enrique won against Bayern, and you posted that, we should have gotten this guy. And I posted on that, I'm like, it's gone already. Let's move on. We can't get him now. We cannot. So rather than revisiting what we've done in the past, what we didn't do in the past, it's time to just, move forward.
Yep.
Now everybody's already complaining about Henderson. We didn't even get him yet.
I know. I don't know what you want. I don't like it. I really don't like how that goes.
So no matter Baleba, they will complain. Even if we get Chomini, they will complain. And this thing, they will complain. So it's just what it is with Manchester United fan. At this point, just get the enjoyment you can get from it. At times, I just turn off the internet. I'm going to enjoy the game no matter what, win, lose, or draw. Because during the last time with Sunderland, and when you were doing the preview of the game, and you were like, we should bring in some other players, I know we're not going to win that game.
Well, I said as much as well, too, myself.
I knew it was going to be chaos.
There's plenty of times I can criticize, but ahead of Sunderland, I was like, it's not going to look good, and people are going to overreact to it. I'm sure of that's what's going to happen, and get upset about it. For me, that game was very casual. I was watching it in a very, very casual sense, not taking it too seriously, and hopefully we can do that. We're in preseason now. Anything until August is a
the season objective is achieved already. Yeah, we've achieved our objective. Nobody thought we would make the Champions League this year, but we are there. So it's an overachievement, to be honest with you. It's an overachievement based on the players we have. So just keep up the good work. Keep watching every time. Thanks for what you do.
Friend. Appreciate it. See you, buddy. All right, Maddie. FA Youth Cup, by the way, there was a City were very close to scoring, but 0-0, 30 minutes still. All right, Maddie, what's up, my friend?
No, not bad. Yourself?
Good.
Enjoying pre-season?
Yeah, I'm enjoying preseason. We're chilling now. It's transfer season. That's my favorite time of year.
I mean, the last call was brilliant. Made a good point about everyone would have complaints we signed. I'd love to know if we could go back in time and reinvent social media when Fergie signed Ji-Sung Park and Fernandes. What the action would have been, I can guarantee you, it would have been, oh my God, who are these guys? And they turned out to be, really good, strong players. I mean, what I like about this summer already is it's different. Obviously, it's different, already. But how many times in the previous regime would you we want that guy in midfield? or winger. Don't get him. Okay, nobody's coming in then. No.
Yep. Yeah. No plans, no alternatives, no
no.
redundancy decisions.
I mean, I love Casemiro as he's had a bit of a resurgence this season, but that was again example of them not planning and then going, okay, him.
And just throw a ton of money at it.
And I remember what happened. I'm like, yeah, Casemiro's great, but how do you marry that up between De Jong and Casemiro?
Completely different players, completely different everything. Yeah. And then it's 2 weeks into the season before you do it anyway.
Yeah. And they only did it because they got absolutely, was it Brentford?
Brentford.
We
lost to Brighton and then 4-0 to Brentford was crazy. Absolute chaos.
Yeah. And I mean, the Edison thing, I'm looking online. I'd hate looking online, but I'm convinced no one's seen this guy play because I've watched like a few recent games and I'm still got not enough information on him, but some of these people are saying about him like he don't do that.
Yeah,
that's not what he is. I'm not sure what I'm not 100% sure what he's myself, but I think they just look at one YouTube clip and go, "Oh, he's that."
Yep.
No. Give these guys a chance. They haven't even signed yet. And that's why that's the problem with Manchester United is you're such a failure before you even you pen on the piece of paper to sign the contract at this club. And and that's the problem with the media they're going to have to deal with the next season is you don't get a grace period. You always this theory about a year's grace in Premier League. Everyone else gets it. United players don't. 3 games in, they're like, oh no, not going to make it. But I do feel like when it comes to the midfield, I would rather United get the 3 of the targets in than do what we did previously and just fix it on want too many. Well, he's not going to come because whatever reason Madrid don't want to say he don't want to go, and get the 3 in that they know what they can do. All right, it's not ideal, but then we've saved £40 million in the midfield. Okay, that means we can get a better striker in that we thought we could do, and that could, and that's what I think. I like Ineos. It's like it's not a case of you say £40 million, you're not having it. No, well, what else do you want? What else would you like to go and get in the market?
I've pointed this out about the way that if you look at how Arsenal, Liverpool, and even City built during their years, it wasn't like they were just instantly fixated on one guy and that there was all star signings. I don't know, people have maybe a different memory of it, but they did. This was the way that it goes. You get a lot of good players in, and you always have bigger lists and more players to come in and solid players to fulfill different roles and have a good solid squad and that. And I've always been happy with that. I rarely look at it like, oh, I'm so underwhelmed with transfers on this basis, because you don't know how it's going to play out. And, there's obvious winners and things like that too. But at the same time, like, these are good players. These are good squad additions. And the planning is as such where we're not going to go in with these huge, giant, gaping problems in the squad where it's like, we have nobody who can do it. Like you said, there's and like Mark, I think his point is really great on that when he's talking about how under Sir Alex, everybody remembers the stars and that's the names you hear, but they always had 5 guys with them that are the like Fred said, the piano, carried the piano for the players to play type of players. You had a lot of those guys, and they were out there, and they did that with the squad for years. You do need them. We do have some guys that are stars, I think, in certain areas and certain respects. And it may well be we need a few more at the end of the day before we can compete for titles, that we need a couple more top end players, because we haven't seen it consistently from all of them yet. There's Bruno, obviously, there's Cunha, for others, it's up in the air. How high will Šeško go? Will Mbeumo get back on track?
Yeah, we'll have him get that level long term. Yeah.
For sure. I mean, Lamens might be there, honestly, as far as goalkeepers go. He might, he's still so young. He could even go even further. So, but we need a lot of those guys in the team too, that are just really solid, balanced additions, but also to rotate. I mean, we always think of our team as an 11. When's the last time we could change the team and think, we still have a good team? Never. We change the team and it's like it's chaos. It's disastrous. Suddenly we go from like top 4 to relegation every time we change the damn team. We got to stop that too. We need to smooth out these peaks and valleys, right? And smooth things to a trend of like, we're just consistently in this range. I really like almost. Oh, Cheeto almost scores there. Anyway,
I'm watching this.
But so I'm with you there.
There's a great line that I think it's Fernandes said it famously. He says, "I'm not the flashy player. My job is to get the ball off the other guys, give it to Perron, Scholes, Beckham, and Giggs. They're the guys doing it. You need those guys in your team that are just like, I will do this job for you. I do. It's not going to be insane. Okay, you need someone to press that left side. I'll do that." One of the biggest things that Ferguson once said, it's still incredible. He said it was the hardest decision he had to make, or one of the hardest decisions he had to make, was not playing Decent Park in the Champions League final because he knew what he could do, but I needed to go for it. And I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
You look at this United team, you take out one of 2, 3, 4, 5 players out of this team. There's no one behind them who can come and do anything remotely what they can do. I mean, obviously Bruno's impossible to replace because Bruno's Bruno, but you're not telling me you can't go out and find a midfielder who can be more mobile than Ugarte in Premier League, or somebody who can press the ball. Like, you can, but what I think United gets stuck on in the past is it's got to be this big name elite player, and we've got to get it done. We can't be failing on the transfer target, and that's what they got stuck on before.
Yes,
and get led down the garden path while then paying the same amount of money. Like Anthony was one of the apparently could have gotten for cheaper earlier.
It happened all summer. We sat on De Jong and it never happened. We sat on Anthony and they kept asking for more, dared us to go higher and higher. Even Lisandro Martinez, we drove that price up 20 million from what Arsenal were talks with him about. Like it was just, oh my God, the fact. And then the next summer we did it again with Højlund, with Onana, with Mount. We just kept driving to, because we had no alternative options. We had no real lists here to look and say.
And the problem was it was so easy to get that news out. United wanted me keeper. Everyone goes, oh, okay, get me lads. They're coming for our goalkeeper in about 5 minutes. You don't hear that now, or there's not as much. It's a lot better in terms of how they act. They're always doing multiple. It feels like, I mean, you probably know better than me. They're working on multiple players, so no one knows which one they're going to pull the trigger on. They have a list of what we want, and then they go, okay, pull trigger on him now because we can get. And that's how you do it. I mean, how often do you hear about a long-term saga with Arsenal? Or Liverpool? You don't. Liverpool get linked, and then 2 hours, 20 hours later, he's signed. Primarily,
here, unfortunately,
you can debate the signings, of course. But I just feel like when it comes to you said about the defense, I think I'm worried about it as well. But I don't see how you sign one unless you move one on.
Yeah,
I don't know who you move on unless you get a loan deal out for one of them.
Yeah,
I don't. Who's going to buy De Ligt or Martinez?
I know. Well, that's the concern is that I don't think that's going to happen. So if we want to sign one, we're just going to have to do it. We're just going to have to sign a center back and say, it is what it is. We've got a center back in, and that's that.
Yeah, that's where I think when you look at the other deals, if they're same one in the midfield, that's where that money could go. Depends on what they feels more desperate. Than if it goes striker, if Xerxes leaves, you place the striker. It's like for like.
Yeah.
Right. I think if they save money in the midfield, I think they might say, right, is there a centre back out there that maybe is on our list that we can? I don't know who it was on the list of centre back. Probably quite a few. I feel like the drop off again between Maguire not starting and starting Heaven Yo, who are very good players, but they are not. They are young. They will have. Euro has 2 games, brilliant or nightmare. It's either one of the two with him at the minute. He can always tell the first 15 minutes with him. He's going to go a brilliant game where he's going to go, okay, this is rocky game for Euro. But with Maguire there, it's fine. But everyone else is like,
it just feels like an area we need one more good option to balance things out. To
not even
help
like an amazing one. It's like, okay, he's mid-26, he's solid.
A big player who's quick, and that can match up with different profiles, and that's kind of what we need because we just don't have enough of that. That's just consistent.
And then you look at Martinez or De Ligt and say, right, which one of those two is? If either or I'm going to start getting more consistent and better, because at the moment it feels like you're rushing them to back because you want to get the options. If you're getting them a centre back in, you don't have to. Then I mean,
correct.
Is it a back problem with Lit still? Is it still
It
his
is,
back?
yeah,
Is the
still it's the
problem?
same issue, and it's so hard to know what's the outcome of stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
nearly
Martinez thing.
impossible.
Martinez just seems to me like he's just a player who's just shot. In terms of that injury, the injuries have just done him.
Yes,
Yeah, I was just saying.
1-1, great header. Kukonki, right?
Yeah, I think so. The
What
thing
a
I also got
header!
to remember
Very nice.
is long term. These guys in the youth not ready yet, but they in 3 years they may well be ready to come in. Some of these
Yeah.
guys. So I think
Yes.
that's where you got to think about. If they don't sign a centre back or a striker or left winger, I think but maybe they're so confident in X, Y, or Z. Also, do you think? Question for you: do you think United would explore the loan market in this window for somebody? Because it feels like
I don't think they want to do
shut down
loans
that.
unless it's someone they would consider
Yeah.
like signing on a permanent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So because I think like we get screwed over all the time with loan deals.
Yeah.
I wonder why if United could just I'm putting a name out there, Ramos from PSG, not
Yeah.
saying his target, maybe say, right, we can't find somebody, maybe we like him, we're not sure. Loan deal option.
Yeah, I think it's
might
possible
be
for certain
something.
backup positions. Yeah, I do think it is
I don't think it'd be
possible.
elite signing, it'd be
Yeah.
somebody like that, I
Yeah.
think. If they do it,
Yeah.
But we'll see.
sure.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Keep it the good work.
All right, my friend. Thank you,
very
buddy.
much.
See you later. Okay.
you.
Have a good one. All right. I'm gonna tell me how to pronounce your name, my friend.
It's IUN.
Ayuan. Okay. How you doing?
Yeah, doing good, man. How you doing, James?
Good. Good.
Man, been a weird time for Manchester United fan lately, huh?
Yeah, it has.
Yeah,
It has indeed.
we can't seem to get anything going that is consistent with everybody.
Yes.
And I guess
yeah,
that's
it's
kinda,
everybody's very. It does feel very fractured. I was kind of mentioning yesterday too, just about like the fan base. I was quite surprised to see how mixed the reactions have been to like Carrick getting the job, stuff like this, and
yeah,
either
like,
way, you know.
and consider how well he did. It's actually, it is surprising. I'm like,
Yeah.
my worry has never been the Carrick himself. Actually,
Mhm.
it's been the idea that like we keep going trying to start a process and we abandon it like
Yeah.
middle of it
The
when it comes to
continuity.
appointing,
Yeah.
and also the process of appointing coaches,
Mm.
because like I think most people have been mentioning like the people that back Ten Hag, then did not back Amrin, and now also complaining about Carrick. I'm like,
Mm.
I backed Ten Hag until he was undermined, and I'm like, all right, once you already did that, then you already offer his job to somebody else. You can't keep him.
Yeah. That's at that point it was over. Yeah.
Yeah, but they kept him to just sack him a few months
Yeah.
later.
Yep.
Then my problem was when they got Emran was available in the summer when you were doing the interviews and you deemed he wasn't the correct guy at that time.
Yeah.
Then why go back and offer him the job? That's the reason why I
and
thought it
set
was
it
going
up
to work.
to be even worse, right? Because if you
Yeah,
had the
yep.
summer, you could have got better players to fit the way you wanted
Exactly.
to play, and not had
Yeah.
this season of chaos finishing 15th because the squad has nothing to do with how he wants to play football.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
then
agree.
that brings me to Carrick, where I'm like, when you hire him, you said he was going to be a just interim manager.
Mm.
And that was the sole. I think that was one of the reasons why like Ollie was ruled out,
Yeah,
right?
it was mentioned by Ornstein, correct? Ornstein
Yeah.
said that that was part of the reason that Ole was looking at a more of a long-term view, where Carrick was happy for the 4-month job to come in and do it.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I just want you guys to make a decision based on what you guys actually think, not reacting to it, and go with it. If you go get a left field, like straight out of left field, but it's the guy you guys said, okay, we stuck 6 months vetting this guy, and this is the guy we're going to hire, then our complaint would be like, why? But it would still be like, you guys did your research, and that's the guy you hire.
Right.
To me, it seemed that you guys are taking the easy route out, which is Michael Carrick came in, stabilized more like a Rocky team, and got you guys qualified for Europe. That is amazing. But it should not have been the case to offer him the job, because if the case study is that he did well for 6 months here and that's why he got the job, like if that was out just by itself without this vacuum of like bad decision, to my personal opinion,
Mhm.
then there wouldn't be this divide actually, because
Sure.
people will say
I hear
legit,
you.
Carrick, you did a good job. You're supposed to have this job.
Yeah.
But again, like I say, that's just beating a dead horse, because Michael Carrick is going to be a manager no matter what. So we need to move this on and talk about actually building the squad. That's one thing
Yeah.
you've been 100% correct on it, because we never actually build a squad for one manager. We
Sure.
always give a manager a Frankenstein squad,
Yeah.
everybody else thing. And to me, we need more than just 5. I think we need 8 players.
Sure.
Just, it doesn't matter if they're good, right? The current players we have that are decent. Bring somebody else that's decent. I don't want to see Dallo right back again. I had this guy seen Mourinho. I want somebody else.
Yeah.
Follow the
I get
follow
you.
the data that got you
Yeah.
Le Mans.
Yeah.
Go get there's probably a decent right back somewhere over there that'll probably do a better job than Dallo. Luke Shaw, for some miracle, this is the first season since he was 18 years old that he probably might be playing the 38 games.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But I think you mentioned this before when you say he can't do what he used to do anymore.
Correct.
He's still
Correct.
still a decent defender, but he can't do what he used to do anymore.
Correct. Correct.
We need a left back, or if you got to decide Dorgo is going to be the left back, we need a right winger. No, a left winger.
A left winger. Yeah.
And you guys need to make a decision on that. Those two positions off the bat. You need a backup striker, because we saw Xerxes will never be a striker in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So he need to go. And like you say, we need 3 in midfield. Regardless of what happened, we need 3 midfielders.
Yep.
Tchouameni would be be a dream signing. But honestly, I'm tired of just going and get one big guy. I think he's going to solve all the problems.
Yeah.
I'm tired of that.
Yeah.
Pogba was supposed to be the savior. He was not. Schneiderlin was supposed to be savior. We tried with the savior type signing. It did not work. And as you correctly pointed out, Manchester City did not. Manchester City, okay, maybe it's a while because the team was stacked before Pep got there.
Yeah.
But Liverpool and Arsenal did not go from a mid-table team to challenging right away with incredible players. Nobody thought Sadio Mane was going to be what he is.
Yeah.
Nobody thought Salah was going to be what he is.
Yep.
And look at their midfield. Wijnaldum got relegated.
Yeah.
With Newcastle.
Henderson, Milner,
Wijnaldum,
Wijnaldum, a lot of normal guys. Yeah. Robertson came from Hull, right? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It was,
they got Robertson from Hull and all of that. And then they had Trent from the academy. They built a squad to where they're at. And once they feel like they are at the close to the pinnacle, you know what they did? They supplemented the great play team they had with 3 amazing world-class signing, and all of a sudden they're dominating.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to. This summer should be, let's address every single floor we have in our team.
Yeah.
Let's not find the ceiling. Let's address the floor. And that is bringing Blaber. If Blaber is not going to be world-class like we think it would be, it's going to be a good backup once we do need the big money signing. And Fernandes from West Ham, it'd be a good signing. And add Edison there in there, you on top of that, you have Casemiro or Bruno Fernandes, and then you can mix it. You can mix and match your midfield. Now what you did now, you just raise the floor of your midfield, where all of them are capable of playing most of those positions, and they're not as bad than any other one another. The difference is not too much. Where if you have to sit
it's
one
not
of them,
a giant drop off every time, so you're changing
exactly
the player. Yeah.
So that a decent left winger, maybe a center back, because I'm one of those who believe you plan for the worst.
Yeah.
And the worst is Martinez is never going to be fully fit. We don't know what is going on with De Ligt. At this point, we should go hire the trackers, bounty hunters or somebody to go find this guy. Because I don't know where he at. It was supposed to be, he's going to be out for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's 6 months, almost 6 months.
It's half a year, literally.
So,
it's crazy.
So there's no way you can count for those. Those are your two supposedly best center back. And then you got the young guys and Maguire. You're not going to win anything like with playing with that mixed match of the team, like of defense. You need one solid guy that's going to be in there, and you can have the young guys rotate in and out with them.
Yeah.
So go get a center back, and that to me, that's the mold that we need. We need to raise the floor of our team, and that should be the goal of this summer. Not let's go trying to get the best players so we can compete in the league. We're not there yet. As much as we like to fuss and complain, we're Manchester United by reputation, by name, but not by current results. And current result is we need to build ourselves back to what we used to be. The reason why we keep crashing out and failing is because we're trying to fast track that process, and it hasn't worked. Multiple managers later, billions of dollars wasted later, that process hasn't worked. So let's raise the floor by signing young, decent players that with a high potential. Some of them might not reach it, but few of them will reach it. But by the time those few reach it, we should have a team that just need a younger Bruno Fernandes in his prime. Yeah. That's what we should be doing. And like right now, let's just give Michael Carrick the space to breathe, because he is going to be a Manchester United manager. Like it or not, he is going to be. And unlike the rest, Michael Carrick Manchester United is like Real Madrid. I don't think we're ever going to be the playing style type team. We will never be.
the overly emphasized system team.
No.
Yeah. There's always going to be a bit of freedom in there. Yeah.
We're never going to be that. So, and we need to get to the point where we have players to where anybody can come in, win with them. Doesn't matter how they do it, they will win with them. Right now, we don't have the players for anybody to just come in and win with them. And we need to build that up. And whether it's Michael Carrick or not, so I was looking like the contract they were talking about him is 2 years. I'm like, it's perfect, because you get a guy that if you do decent, you can re-up the contract. But if it doesn't turn out what we want, and be like, it's a decent coach, he raised the floor of our team now, but we need to go get the guy that can win us the league now. Then we can go do that. But nobody's going to fall out with Michael Carrick because he's just a likable guy.
And he's not going to blow things up and cause huge problems. And
he's not going to come out and fiery on the press conference like Amrin. You can say whatever you want about Ruben Amrin, but that guy did not hold back. And that's one thing I like about it. His press conference will always fire, no matter what. So, but sometimes you need somebody to say, it is what it is. Do I have what I need? No, we're going to figure out. We move. And that's how we should go. The team is not as bad as it was before. And that partly to Ruben Amrin cleaning up a house a little bit, getting rid of few players. And in the attack, if we do what we did with midfield, like we did with attacking, we're going to be all right.
Yeah.
We're going to be all right. There's no, we're not a title winning team yet. So we're acting like we're a title winning team. And that's why we are upset about Carrick. But we're not there yet. We are where Arsenal was when they started this process.
Yeah. I'm going to get ahead of myself this summer, once we start signing players at times. And I know for a fact I'm going to sit there and go, we could win a title, but with a level head before all of that, we know the right step, continue to build the squad out, get it into a good shape overall so that we could add a couple stars to it later when we need to take us to that next level, but have consistency. Like I was saying to the previous person, level out the performances so that it's not crashing down where we look like one of the worst teams in the league one week to great next week. Get it to a consistent level of high performance and then continue to push that up piece by piece once we have it really stable and solid in that respect.
Yeah, that should be the plan. And the jump to the title is not always that big. People forget it, that Arsenal finished fifth and the next one they were second. So like you say, we need to level the performance to where it's not, like you say, like somebody has having a heart attack. The grab is
Yeah.
going up and down. But we will see what happens this summer. Like you say, if we sign a Chumini, and then all of a sudden we get a Mateta as a backup striker, I'm like, all right, maybe we can say like Carrick got the wheel, 21 is coming. But let's just be sensible.
Let's see what
and
happens. Yeah.
Let the season play out. And like you say, the Sunderland game to me was like, it was a vibe, because the team just secured the Champions League. That's the main objective. The next game, just watch Barcelona win the league and lose the next game.
It happens all the time. It's just what it is. Yeah.
That was like a relief, and the fact that they were relieved from where they were to qualifying. So the next game didn't really mean much. And the next two games to me should be play the kids. Let's see what they got.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit of that.
Yeah. They're like, hey, those guys are going to World Cup. Go put your feet up. We're going to play the kids. Go, like, if Michael Carrick is the manager, what else is there to play for other than, hey, let these guys win the FA Cup, and guess what? Half of them are going to make like their debut the next two games.
That's true.
And that's how it should be. Yeah. Hey, man, I appreciate talking to you, and
of course,
I hope to continue chatting with you sometime, man.
Of course. Thank you. I appreciate it, and hope I'll see you again next week. Okay, buddy?
You want to catch some of the World Cup games?
Oh, yeah. We'll do a lot. We'll hang out a lot for the World Cup, but yeah, we're going to watch as much as we can.
All right.
For sure.
All right.
All right, my friend. See you later, brother. Bye. All right. Awesome callers. Awesome. It's been a good hour of calls, and yeah, really good stuff today. I've been enjoying it, and definitely feeling pretty good. Calmed me down too. A lot of the perspectives that have been shared on here from other people, and I really do love to hear from all the different views and things like that. And we got a great community to listen to here and all of that. In case you missed that first half or haven't been watching of the FA Youth Cup final, City scored first off a free kick, and then Jimmy Thwaites puts in a brilliant cross into the box. Kukonki attacked it, headed it into the corner, got us back 1-1, and we're in it. We're in it. This game could go any way right now. This Youth Cup, it's at halftime now, but should be kicking off soon. So I think we'll probably be paying a little more focus to it in the second half here. So it's all up, all for the taking. It's exciting second half here. Let's see what's going on here. Just checking my stuff. Make sure I haven't missed anything over these few hours. Audio issues. Sounds like I'm underwater. Oh, weird. How about now? What does it sound like now? Did it change? Did it change? Tell me if it got better. Better? It's weird. When I turn the audio in my ear on for the game, it messed with my microphone settings, which is just a hilarious tech thing that makes absolutely no sense, but is pretty typical of of tech. Like you turn on I'm talking through a microphone that's going into a compressor into stuff, and then that's the input, and you unmute audio on a totally different tab that's going into my ear, and it changes how my input audio works. Someone explain this to me, because I'm not smart enough to figure out why the hell that happens with tech. I genuinely am not intelligent enough to understand it. Who's the guy sitting in front of there's Vivell. Does anybody know the guy who is sitting in front of them? I can't put a finger on it, but I've seen his face before. I don't know if you guys saw it, but there's a guy, the United guys are sitting there. Omar, Vivell is there, bunch of players are there. There's a guy sitting right in front of him. And I can't, and for some reason I can't place his face. But What is his name? Who is that? It's not Stefan Torpy. Everything's just a bunch of spaghetti code held together by caffeine and stress. That's what it feels like. All right, the second half is kicked off. What can you guys type the time you're on the game? I'm on 45:33 right now. What time is the game on for you guys? I want to make sure I'm not like crazy. Your ideal back four going into next season. Like if we sign players, Lewis Hall, 47. That's crazy. Oh, 45, 47. I think you guys are about the same time as me. 46, 46, 52. Oh my God. You're a full minute ahead of me. Lewis Hall. It's kind of tough, I got to tell you, because like in theory, I'm pretty good with like Hall, Heaven, McGuire, but you're going to have to rotate in games and things. But ideal. I really like that's a really tough question, because if in an ideal world you probably sign 4 new players for the back line. It talking ideal, and then I got to think about like a bunch of different options, a bunch of different potential players, a bunch of different stuff. So it's a tough question, but I know at the very least I would like Lewis Hall, maybe a someone like Senesi in there with Heaven. And then at right back, what could I have? Keeper's ball there. I don't know. At right back, I'm not sure. Who could we sign at right back? I don't even know. I haven't really given much thought to right backs recently because it's not been like a target of ours. I think we get lucky there. That's lucky because the player gets to that and he takes him out. We might have got off with a pen there. Might have got away with one. I mean, the touch is going the other way, but yeah, that might have been a pen. Honestly, I thought the keeper got to the ball first, but we got lucky. We honestly got lucky. Oh, get it out. Yeah, we got lucky there. It's funny because the corner was the only like wrong call. But he thought the keeper got to the ball first. City have had a lot of pretty close chances here, honestly. This is a tough game. Just got to let Dallo mature. I've seen promising signs. How much more maturing is Dallo going to do for us, honestly? That's my question. How much more can we wait? City's right wing is like mini Doku. I think Dallo is a decent player and nothing more. And I think that the part of the problem is that it's very hard for us to be like having decent players. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to go like, hey, that guy's decent. It's always like they got to be great or they got to be crap. We don't have a lot of space for decent players in the team. Yeah, I think it's just a squad player. JJ Gabriel, Cheeto. Okay. No. Attack kind of fizzled there, but we still got it. Come on. Corner. Solid 6. I think a solid 5.5 or 6. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about a 7 most days. Which youth players do you see getting significant time next year? Significant time? None. Honestly. None. I don't think significant time will be there for practically anybody next year. I just don't think it's time. Lacey's probably the closest, but let's see if he gets some minutes to end the season. I saw that Kamavinga not in the French squad. I mean, look, that's not really the issue, is it? Right? Like, are we interested? That's the question that we've got to ask here. Are we interested? Did you send one, KF? I missed it. I'm sorry. Check out Omar Jane at Lawson. I'll have to look into that. One. Omar Jane. Let's see. He's 8 goals, 1 assist. How old is he? 19. Is he like their striker? 6'2". Maybe. I mean, that's an interesting idea. You know, if we want to go for a good like young backup, both he's apparently center forward. Interesting. I have to keep an eye on that. I mean, this is like ideally the whole point of having this multi-club model is that we'll have the ability to see those kind of guys. If we think, you know, have enough data on them to determine that. But yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea if we're going for a backup 9. If we don't want to go with like an older guy, if we want to go for another younger, more traditional 9, that could work. Another corner. Come on, United. See what we got here. Can we get a goal here? Is there a goal in this? Big questions. Oh, almost. Conky was flying there. Uh-oh. Counterattack from City. Big counter. They're on net. He's missed it. All right. Whew. Dangerous counter. I know. It's the broadcast. There's not much I can do. I'm seeing if I could open it on my phone. But yeah, I think I'm well behind here, unfortunately. I have refreshed it. I don't know. Are you in the US, CMC? I don't know where you are. If you're in another country, there's just nothing I'm going to be able to do about it, honestly. I open it on my phone, and I'm a minute ahead of my broadcast on the PC. The web. I'm going to refresh again. Yeah, it's on my phone. It's at 54 minutes, so I'll probably just switch over there. Oh, you know what? Yeah, no, I can't get it to catch up on my computer. The phone is so far ahead of the computer. It's crazy. Didn't realize I was that behind. ESPN just, you know what? I got it to catch up on the computer. All right. I got it to catch up on the computer. I refreshed like 3 times in a row and now I'm good. Now I'm like 54-41 on my PC. So we might be all right. Oh, and it just jumped 7 seconds randomly by itself. I'm time traveling here. Georgia Mendes, Ozas for Ugarte. Fingers crossed we get Mateus. Hopefully. Wow. That was close. City are walking a bit too easily for my liking through our defense, getting into the on goal. Like, could they get on goal? They've gotten on goal a lot. It's yeah, we've been getting kind of cooked over there. Yeah, it's not on MUTV. It's in the UK, it's on like HBO Max and some other channels. Wait. In the US, it's on ESPN Plus. Yeah, City are quick. They've got fast players, and this is kind of certainly where at the youth level we just don't cut it often at the YouTube as well in the UK, yeah, where we just don't cut it, at the highest level. Oh, yeah. When do we cut it at any level? I mean, we don't. That's kind of the thing, right? We've been extremely underwhelming in the physicality and athleticism department for ages at all levels. Does Ederson, Valeba, Fernandes create a balanced midfield? All three of them together does, yeah. I think they could make a decent balance with a few other players too. It is 1-to-1. It is 1-to-1. Maybe I can add like a ticker or something here. Maybe I could add a ticker that I can update because I'm on this app. Let's see what I could add. Banner. Scroll across. Okay. How's this look? All right. There we go. As good as it gets for now because I'm on a different platform. There's your ticker. 1-to-1. Nice. Ball out to JJ Gabriel. Running into some space here. Shot on. Oh, it's a weak shot. Unlucky. Had some space there to shoot, but just a bit hit it a bit weak with his left there. Unfortunately. You'll need to add club names once the score changes. Yeah. For now, it's 1-to-1. Otherwise, yeah. This is going to be tight. We knew who's home and who's away. I mean, a lot of people popping in may not. It's a shame they couldn't put. They didn't. It really is obnoxious that we couldn't get this at a serious stadium. Like, it's just lame, that they couldn't. That last FA Youth Cup we won at Old Trafford was such a cool moment. Small club mentality, yeah. Indeed. They didn't want us to show up. Unlucky sort of odd foul throw there as the ball slipped out of Kokonki's hands. Yeah, it would have been electrical. I mean, that is, of course, why they didn't do it, right? They didn't want to give advantage to us by having it be played in our ground with all the, the noise, the excitement, the energy, all that kind of stuff. Square ball across, cleared. Nice ball through from Gabriel to Cheeto. Oh, he's offside. Fuck. Yeah, it was awesome to watch it at that time. It was such like a feel good moment at the end of a season. Because it was the end of the season where Rangnick was there, right? Like, and so it was like, all right, good feeling. We've got a new manager coming. It was a tough year, but we had that to look forward to, and then we had this like great moment with the youth and everything, and the future looked kind of bright. I still can't believe how atrocious we approached that summer, ended the day. Yeah, unfortunately, Mentato's just been injured like over and over and over. Oof, my God, how'd they not score? Our defending is not good, I'll be honest. Like, we are getting hammered by these players running through us here. Absolutely hammered, honestly. It's quite worrying. I need to relax. I need to sit back a little bit here and like chill a little bit. 2.5 hours already of sitting like this. My legs are, my body feels tense. I need to chill. Tanago's coming, 115 charges dropped. Talk of the Devils refer to the podcast they recorded in 2022 Youth Finals, the best ever. Yeah, I hear that. There was a lot of excitement. It's kind of a reward for the young players to play in front of a big crowd. Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. The youth level kind of play like Well, like in this city match anyway. It's a strange it's definitely a bit of moments in trying to attack. It's definitely a little bit of inconsistency in trying to like control the game a bit here. It does look like we're a bit outmatched against City here, honestly. Like when you look at this. We've got some players in there, but it does feel a bit like we're outmatched. We're losing a lot of the duels and in a lot of key areas. Especially in the defense. Like their defense deals with our guys a lot better than we deal with theirs. But hey, it's 1-1 and we've had our chances. They haven't taken theirs. Nice pass that. It's good movement. Okay. Still got it. Go on, Kukonki. Corner. Nice. Good drive. It's like we can somewhat get up there at times and we'll just like get through, get a corner, set piece, whatever. But certainly like it's interesting to watch at the youth level. Kukonki makes for obviously one of our good physical matchups there. Fair bit of space here. Kind of let the defense set too much there, honestly. Cross. Header. Ah, and it's the Kukonki who's laying down injured. Cramping. That was unlucky. We haven't had any good CBs at youth level since Mengi and Bernard. Yeah, I mean, it's been a rough. Yeah, it's been rough. I mean, oh God. Sorry, guys. I'm tired as hell now. So wait, set plays are good. Yeah. Good deliveries. It's hard to judge the youth levels, honestly, until they step up into the team, like, and actually play at the first team level. It's so hard to judge. What you doing? Can you speak? Guest voice, guest speaker. Kumbwala was good. Swanzabi. Yeah, there were some good players at the youth level for sure back then. But, it's hard in terms of translating that next step up. Kamavinga not in France squad. Should we get him? I don't think that's the issue. Like, he's been for sale. It's whether the clubs seem to want him or think he's the guy or not, or a guy. Beautiful dog. Thank you. She is. She's real. She's wonderful. That's not good. Yeah, the Rashford example is such an interesting one because it's like he got his chance and that was it, and you would never have expected it otherwise. He wasn't one of the ones you would have thought like, yeah, that's the guy. Conky waits the standout performance. Yeah, today I would say I agree so far from what I've seen as well. Yeah. Your dog named Fergie? Nope. Nope. I'm one of those people who like, how do I put this nicely? Because I don't mean to insult people, but like, I don't think that you shouldn't. I don't think, not you. I wouldn't name my dog after people I admire. That's all I'm saying. That's just opinion. That's just my perspective on dog names. Like, I don't want to be yelling at Fergie about shitting in the house. You know what I mean? Just feels weird. No, nor the opposite either. I just think you just give them their own name. Exactly that, Smokey. Like, there's Fergie, you know, just nose deep in their own butt. Like, they just got to have their own name and identity here. City attacking well here. Nice job by Kukonki with another good tackle. You named your dog Ragnick? Interesting. What for? Wolf Ragnick hates his dog. Do you talk to your dog about doing a little bit of barking? Just a little bit of barking? Rooney, you do have a pet named Rooney, don't you? See, now I feel bad for saying it, but like, it's different for everybody. It's just me. Oh, you don't even have a dog. Okay. Dog needed open heart surgery. Has our keeper gone down with a cramp or an injury? Speaking of dogs, I need to let my dogs outside. Give me 2 seconds. It's been a few hours. They gotta go to the bathroom. Tactical cramp, huh? Why are youngins so slight compared to City's kids? I'm telling you, that's the thing that's been there for a long time with United's youth levels, is that we're like physically like just so far beneath some of these guys. And it's been like this at the youth level for a long time. Is it a new picture mid bottom? No, you just like never see it. It's been there for a while. Wow. Off the bar. Oh my God. We're getting cooked here, man. Genuinely getting absolutely cooked here. This is so lucky to be 1-1 still. Man, City have some talents in this academy, dude. Oh. It's the age cutoff for this group? 21, right? Then? Is this the 21s or is it 18? No, this is 18, isn't it? 19? I don't know. 18? 18, right? Yeah. This is the 18s. 18. This is the youth. Yeah. The youth cup is 18. What are you doing? What are you doing? Making noise outside? Being a nuisance? Being a nuisance? Come on, camera. Fix. Beautiful. She's just a German Shepherd. A lot of times people think she's mixed with something, but she's not. She's just a dark sable working line German Shepherd. And they come in this color, believe it or not. Yeah, I confused it with the 21 final. We were also, yeah. Is it Kukonki's come off for James Overy? That's the sub here. If you put the over under on first team players in our under 18s at 1.5, would you take the over or under? Because you take JJ Gabriel as the probably nailed on one. Is anyone else going to get into the first team consistently out of this group? I think Jimmy Thwaites is some of your best bet there, but at the same time, he's so small, but it's possible. Ooh, almost. I'd be hard pressed to be convinced that it's more than Gabriel, honestly. I'm not saying that there aren't chances for some others. Yeah, Overy is the Australian. Yeah, there are definitely a few that have a chance, but it's tough. It's tough. I guess the question is, what kind of first team, player? Take my AirPods out now. What kind of first team player is the next thing? Like, do they get a few minutes? Do they Are they established as a squad first team player for United is what you're talking about specifically? Like how established? I'm just gonna say that I think Ajayi is another one that people are jumping on a little bit too early. I think that 20 appearances in a season, I'd take the one, honestly. It's hard to bet on anybody else. There's good players in here. Thwaite, Sabrigomov. There's always the potential that Cheeto catches up on some of the physical tools and all of that. But yeah, right now I would take one. I've got to. It's hard to convince otherwise yet, personally. Set piece from Thwaites. Unlucky. Still on it. What happened? Someone's down. Why'd they stop play? Oh, he was diving for a foul, of course. I see. Does this go full extra time or does it go to penalties? By the way. Like first, I mean. Extra time den pins? Okay. I'm hoping this finishes in normal times. I am way behind on stuff I got to do today now. No, I think JJ Gabriel makes it. I understand he's lightweight, but technically, he is so far ahead. He really is that good so far, like from a technical level. If it goes to extra time, I'm gonna get a snack and take a couple minutes. Maybe make a little afternoon coffee, and then I will come back. I've been trying to cut down on doing anything energy drink related and just do coffee. Since I got my espresso machine, which is really nice, by the way. Espresso machines are great, like real good ones. They make me feel way better than anytime I'd have a energy drink. Energy drinks, I have only noticed since I really like fully have cut them out, like any energy style drink, how much better I feel through the day. Yeah, Breville. Yeah, I how much better I feel through the day if I just do coffee instead of an energy drink. I got the Breville with the it's got the milk, foamer and all that. Like it has the thing that you stick in the milk to help it heat up and foam and all that. And I make yeah, it's nice. I just do like you do the double espresso with milk cappuccinos every day. It's nice. Very, very nice. Very nice. I'm still gonna try some new coffee, like now some new beans and see what I end up liking the most. I have no idea how to describe like what kind of coffee I like. There's a type of coffee I really, really don't like, and I don't know how to describe it. Oh no, in on goal from City. We've recovered. They still have it. Ah, they've scored. 87th minute, 2-1 to City. It's been coming. It's been coming. It's been coming. Unfortunately, it's been coming. They've been much the better side in terms of the chances. Much the better side, unfortunately. 2-1. They could have scored a lot more goals this half, unfortunately. And Molheski's son, is that true? Is that who that is? Yeah, you don't like berry flavored. Yes, Lex. Yes, like there's coffee that has like a fruity-ish flavor, and it's gross. I think it's so gross. And I really like real like kind of bittery black coffees, but yeah. I don't think it's by choice how deep we've been pushed in this half. We've been just dominated. We haven't been able to defend their attacks well enough. They pass through us, they run by us. They've been in this position 3 or 4 times, and we've gotten off the hook. Did you ever have Lex the Skull and Bones brand? They do like all the different they do a bunch of different like chocolate flavor coffees, like the beans themselves. I don't like doing too much of the like they're not like sweet really. Like they're not sweet, but you know if you've had them, you know what I mean, but sometimes we've gotten some of those bags just like for fun for having. And because my wife likes to dump in like an enormous amount of sugar into them, and then the flavor comes out a lot. But tandem coffee beans, West Ham was okay. I got to look up and find some other options as well. Will this foster a deep hatred of City and JJ, or will he join it? We'll see. We'll see. Big switch out. Got a set piece. Set piece here. 89th minute. Jimmy Thwaite's coming across. We're going to go for it for real. We're going to do a real set piece. We got 2 subs coming on. Who is that? Who's coming on here? And who's coming off? Do subscriptions. Okay. And it rotates it. That's a good idea. So I can try some new stuff, find what I like. Yeah, I want to find a coffee shop that has a lot of them, because yeah, I don't know. So who's come on and come off here? I missed the thing. Tired. The thing didn't say who was subbed on and off, and I don't know faces well enough to say for sure at this point. Find a roaster. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Find something very fresh. Lucelle. Huckleberry coffee? Like we have We do have that. Yeah, we do have Huckleberry Roasters. Where is that? Where are they? Oh, there's one near me. No. Yes? No, there is. I'll need to stop by there. I drive by there pretty regularly. I'll have to stop by there. No, it's fine. I mean, they're all over Denver, so it's all good. Everybody pretty much knows by now. Yeah. Oh, damn, that was close. That was a good shot. Highly recommend. We'll try it. I'll try it for sure. I will absolutely. I need to remember that. Who took the shot? Was it a Brigamoff who took the shot, huh? Yeah. Nice worked play. If he gets the corner, that's probably going in the net. But unlucky. Mills with this yellow card. Damn, 2 minutes left. It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good. Yeah, Brigamoff looks. I really like the look of him as well. Hopefully, he continues to grow as a player. Right, what is that pass, man? What are we doing? Nice, well done, Gabriel on the outside. Nice, keep it moving. Waits out wide. Come on, in the box. Needed to get lift on that and get that to the center of the box, not the front post. That's a tough angle to try and score from where that header came. We needed to get that a lot higher and right over to Cheeto in the center. I think that might be it. I think that might be the end, my friends. That might have been the last attack for us. Shame they didn't play with this urgency sooner. Yeah, you got to think like they've sped up the movement a ton, but that, I talk about like that extra 5 or 10%. It has such a huge difference in football. How do you get players and a team to express that 5 to 10% all game? You know what I mean? It's one of the things I always admired about, I know, a terrible thing to say about Klopp and Liverpool is it felt like they always were, that extra 5% was there most of the game, not just at the end, most of the game. And at the end, they even had sometimes a slight extra, like 2% in there. We used to have that, but it feels like we've lost that. And very often we only put that extra 10% in after the game's over or when we're chasing a game. Yeah, this one's done, unfortunately. That's going to be the whistle. Yeah, that who can get that extra little bit definitely is a hallmark of a top coach versus not. I'm not like calling that at the youth level. This is definitely a much more general statement of reality. Like it's not about the youth teams. The youth teams, you don't pass too harsh a judgment on anything that goes on at the youth level, but it's just a thought. You know what I mean? Might have one more cross in this. The ref's letting it go. This might be it. This is it. This is the final moment. You got to get it in the box. Get it in the box. He's going to blow a whistle. Put it in the box, man. Nice. Cross. Cheeto. Oh. Oh. No way. He's still letting us play. How are we getting another attack out of this? That's it. That's going to be it then. There's no way this game is still going. We're getting a little fortunate on time here. That's going to do it. The keeper's caught it. That's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Game over. All right. Well, unlucky. We got a little extra time. Still couldn't get it over the line there. But honestly, it was City definitely, unfortunately, deserved the win in that game. All right, guys, I'm going to go. Thank you for hanging out today. It's been a long one. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you for all the callers we got in the second hour of the stream, first hour of the game coming through. I appreciate you all very much. I'll be back for something sometime tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your evenings. Thank you for hanging out. Smash a like on the video on the way out. Enjoy your nights, guys, and I will see you later. Have a good one, everybody.